Speak Life Radio.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Speak Life Radio right here on Gorilla Cross. I'm your host, Quan59. And man, it's been a while. I think we're doing the show like once a month now instead of weekly, but it's okay because we're allowed to do that. I'm your host, Quan59, and you are tuned in to Speak Life Radio right here on Gorilla Cross. If you're watching on Facebook, please move over to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Gorilla Cross, and watch there. We will be taking your comments. We'll be doing music and video reviews later on in the show as well, so make sure you submit to music@speakliferadio.com, and we will get to as many as possible because honestly, last time we did the show, we had like one or two submissions. They came in kind of late. Tonight, we had like 10 in the first half hour of me putting out the link, so I don't understand. Sometimes people do it, sometimes people don't. So, but we're grateful and thankful for everyone that does. But I got my co-host in the building, my man Joe Seif. What's good?
What's up, y'all? What's up? Vegas is getting cold.
It was a little too hot for me today, though.
Yeah?
I came out with my bomber jacket with my little hoodie underneath, and it was like 73.
Man, I wish I could have been out there, but I was up in the rafters, covered with a N95 mask and gloves, and I was in a bunch of fiberglass rerouting wires for the audio and visual for the main sanctuary stage.
Wow.
Today. Yeah.
Wow. It's fun.
Yeah.
Were you up early doing it?
Oh man, yeah, man. I was alarm clock went off 4:30.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you didn't feel any of the cold.
Oh man, yeah.
Why are you talking? We haven't introduced you yet. That voice is I Am Light, my man PJ in the building. What up?
What's up, man?
It's been a while.
I know.
I think the last time you were on was when I was on. When I was taking
I think
pictures.
it was about a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you were. Well, yeah, you were on with him. Yeah, that was the last time he was on. But he wasn't on last time you were on.
Oh, well, we were on together.
Yeah.
When I was taking pictures.
Yeah.
That was the last time that you were on. Yeah. My bad.
Okay.
My bad.
It's been a little second.
Little second.
Little second. Yeah.
Scoot back over a little bit to your right. You moved over a little too far. There you go.
There you go. That looks good.
Centered. Listen, we have what's this guy talking about? Go Suns.
We got one of the founders on the line.
My chat's on. Do I have my chat on? Okay.
Are they talking about 49ers? How good 49ers looked the other night? Is that what they're talking about?
No, 49ers did look pretty good though, huh? It's weird how we just beat all the good teams like really bad, right? Like the only teams we have to worry about in the NFC, we've smoked them.
So here's the thing too, man. Like there's a lot of people that I know that are Philly fans. And I am not. Quan's known me. We've known each other for over 20 plus years, man. I am not a trash talker. I never trash talk, especially when it comes to sports. And all I kept hearing is, yeah, 49ers, they did good, but, and I was like, there's no but after that. There's nothing after that.
No but.
And I know, and I just want to cut it there. I just wanted to say something about 49ers at the top because I can keep going. So I just want to leave it at that. You
need to get on an unnamed sports show with me to talk about that more.
Saying?
But Aaron Bryant said, go Suns. They're playing the Lakers right now in the quarterfinals of the in-season tournament. So I have the Lakers win this game. So all you Suns fans out there, you're going to lose tonight. And I forgot they were playing tonight, or they didn't really have the schedule until they knew they were making it. So
that's why it's on the center screen. Huh?
I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have moved the show to tomorrow instead of today, but it's all good, man. I got the TV on. We have a dope interview tonight as well, so we're going to be getting into that.
Dope interview.
Let us know where you are from in the comments. Pittsburgh. Ooh, Pittsburgh lost to Arizona. But let us know where you're watching from in the comments. And if you guys are watching live, please share the live video stream, the YouTube stream. If you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel and you watch us, especially if you're watching this every episode, subscribe now or we're going to block you.
Wow.
Wow.
Or subscribe now and thank you. We will
Thank you, man. We're
greatly
gonna block you.
appreciate the fact that you subscribed.
We do appreciate that. But please subscribe and share the live video stream with your people. Daniel from Iowa City and Arizona, so he likes the Suns as well. Aaron Bryan in Phoenix. Jay Reborn, Ruskin, Florida. Never heard of Ruskin. Where's that at? Where's Ruskin? Ricky Smalls of the Bay. You better be a 49er fan and not a Las Vegas, Oakland, LA Raider fan.
Hey man, my wife, she's always like, how come you have that Raiders beanie on whenever I go to work? And I'm just like, whenever it's cold, and I'm always like, well, look, I'm a 49er fan. Everybody knows that, but I do.
But you're also in Vegas.
I want to represent the home team.
I have a
as
Las
well,
Vegas
you know?
Raiders t-shirt.
Yeah.
You know,
it is a Las Vegas
it's my
Raiders
second
beanie.
team because it's Las Vegas.
Yeah.
You know, being born and raised in Vegas, we weren't allowed to have sports teams here. And now, like, it's the mecca of sports going on right now. So
Man, I wish we
Yeah.
I love it.
I wish we got
I
the
can't wait till we
Sonics.
get the NBA here.
I wish we get
Yeah.
the Sonics, man.
Yeah.
If the Sonics come back, then I'll have to.
Well, they're not coming here.
Well, that would be dope.
The Sonics will be back in Seattle, and then we'll get a team also next to Tampa. So that's where Ruskin is. Zone 3, you already know Las Vegas. Not everyone knew that. He might come through in a little bit. I didn't get to make the flyer, but we have a special announcement December 23rd. Our the relaunch of Gorilla Cross 180 Hip Hop in Studio concert series with Avery Harden is going to be December 23rd. That's a Saturday at 7 p.m. It just became official. That's why Dodo looks surprised.
Big up Avery, dude. That man,
It's gonna be dope.
I appreciate his grind,
Yeah,
man.
he's been grinding for a minute.
Man.
Yeah.
Like,
Non-stop.
yeah.
So we'll have one or two artists added to that show. So we'll let you guys know. And for the new year, we're going to be doing that once a month.
I'm looking at you. I am like,
He might.
Oh yeah, I'll drop in
It's his
here.
son's
I got-
birthday.
Hey, look.
It's his son's birthday, so we're
I
trying to
might
figure that
drop
out.
in here.
nah,
Yeah.
family man. Do
Yeah, I
your
might
family
drop
thing.
in.
Yeah.
I might bring him too.
He's just
But if you're going to be in the Las Vegas area anytime next year and you want to get on and be a part of that, we'll be letting you know how to be a part of that soon. So, we'll probably have like 10 or 15, 10 people watching, and then, we'll have this area all done different.
yeah, 10 sounds good.
And, do a live stream and get people tuned into that and do something a little different. We have so many cameras. We're going to have some dope camera angles this time. Because last time we only had 2 angles. We had like one tripod. We had to turn these around. It's going to be a little different this time.
I just want to say, when we are doing this, I hope that we use all the cameras that we have, and then we do a behind the scenes, all the footage for a post on that FX, dude.
Behind the scenes is probably going to have to be on your ZV.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'll use the ZV and the 6400, 100%. Yeah. So anybody that, I would love. I already have a list of people that I'd love to see come through and rock a 180 show.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I know a couple
So I'm excited
of new
about
guys.
that. I mean,
like to see that
I
come
think it's
through.
going to be pretty dope.
You know who I really
So-
like? This is just a dream. This is me just throwing out there, man. I'd love C Duffel to come down to Vegas and do like. Can you
C.
imagine?
Duffel, yeah.
Can you imagine how hype he would be in here?
I mean,
in this
there's not a big enough space.
In this small space, dude would be like jumping in just in one place. Oh man,
Need a
it'd be
little
dope.
while with C. Duffel.
Yeah.
But we're going to go ahead and get into the feature interview today. Actually, we don't call it an interview. We call them conversations because we're not interviewing no one. You know what I'm saying? We're just conversating with them, getting to know them. This whole season, like, it's been a very short season for us. Like, we've been doing so much other stuff that we haven't been here weekly. We've been doing like maybe once a month, not even that all the time. But I looked at all the shows.
Quality.
It's been Legends
Founders.
year. It's been
Foundation.
Legends year.
It's been pillars.
We had Soup, we had Peace, we had Lil Rascal, we had Chili
Chili.
from Gospel
Yeah.
Gangsters.
Dude.
And now we have one of my favorite artists, because he does so much. I mean, he does music, he does videography, he's a creator. He's just an all-around artist, and that's what I like. I love the artists. I love the people that just make music or just make beats or just rap. Like, that's dope. But when someone could expand to doing basically everything, I love picking their brain. I love picking their brains. So we have live on the line, all the way from sunny California. What's the weather like today? We got Shames Worthy in the building.
Big up.
What's good? Hey.
What up?
What up? You can hear us
It's
okay?
actually been pretty cold, but today got mad. Today got hotter. It was like in the 80s, even though it's been colder for LA. So today kind of warmed up out the blue.
Bro, that's how it was. Like, it was like 70. I mean, I came out at like, it was kind of later in the afternoon, and it was 73 at the time. I'm ready for a little bit of cold. I don't like it when it's too cold, but I don't like it when it's hot in December, you know?
Does it even get cold out there though?
It does. The
It
desert
does,
gets
yeah.
cold when the sun
It
drops,
does,
man.
okay.
It does.
It actually gets colder here
Yeah,
than
like-
it does in LA.
In the mornings when I take my son to school, like I had my hoodie and I'm all bundled up, and then by the time it's taken back, I go outside and I'm like, oh my God, I'm sweating. Okay, let me take this hoodie off and put some shorts on. But I'm
Yeah.
usually hot though. I run hot. You know what I'm saying?
You're wearing the Peace shirt. We're
Yeah.
actually going to play a video that you shot
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
for Peace recently. And actually, you did one at what's the club called? Club Real Ones. You did one of those last
Oh,
month
yeah.
when he was out there.
That was actually my first time getting down there too. Like most of the time, like I was joking around of like this whole time I've always wanted to get down there, and I never could, usually because something else was cracking on that day. Usually, either with the fam or jujitsu stuff with my son. So that was actually the first time I was even there, and I was kind of in work mode, chill mode. But yeah, surprisingly, that was my first time actually being at Club Real Ones. And yeah, I've done several for Peace. I want to say 3, 4, 5, even if you include actually the first one I did for the Battery with the kids. That was actually my very first video.
You know what? I
That
got
was
to pull
the
that
first
one
video
up.
I did.
I got to pull that one up because there was somebody that copied you guys. We won't name any names, but there are two artists from Reach Records, Andy Mineo and Lecrae. They copied that
Yeah.
concept like 5 or 6 months later, and I was tripping.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time, some people said that because it was like sky's the limit. Like Biggie and Puff had the thing where they had the kids, so
That's
we
fine.
weren't necessarily the first. But
That's fine. You weren't the
maybe
first,
more in our
but
lane.
they were definitely watching you.
Yeah.
They were.
And then actually, the funny thing is, when at Club Real Ones, the mother of the lead kid who played Journey, she was there, and I hadn't seen her in a while. And she was like, "Do you remember me?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember. The first video." And she was like, "Yeah, he just turned 21."
Wow. Whoa.
Gosh,
Thank you
dude.
for dropping that bomb on me. Thanks. Cool.
Oh my gosh.
Felt that
bro.
in my
That's-
soul.
Yeah.
Wow.
Time flies.
It really does. Like, that didn't seem that long ago.
I know, and I believe that was his nephew. So that's how he got his nephew and his nephew's homie to do it.
What's the name of that track?
Glass.
It had to
By
have
the
been,
Battery.
yeah, because Michael is 7 years old. He's going to be 8 in next month, and I just can't realize. The concept of time has flown out the window now that I have a child. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, dude, like I keep thinking.
I mean, my daughter's going to be 18 in February.
Oh my god,
That's wild
That's
to
wild.
dude, you are so much in trouble.
me. No, she's actually better
My
than
son
she
will
was
be
when she was
11
15.
pretty soon.
Yeah,
How many kids do you have?
Just
Just one?
one.
Okay. Hey, you got
Yeah.
Hey,
lucky.
What
We
about
thought
yours?
we
I
had
got
planned to
5.
have a couple, and then it was like, oh, this is hard. This takes up a lot of time to both be very present in both, careers and working or whatever. And it was like, and I mean, we got lucky. Of course, every parent thinks their kid is the best, but it was like, West the best. Like, and I got my son to carry on like my name, and I was like, we were like, let's just chill. And then it just happened to be like, well, I think he's an only child.
That's exact. So my
My
in-laws all day. When's the daughter coming? When are we having the second one? And I just keep looking at my wife, and she's like, "Oh, Michael wants our son. He wants a sister or a sibling." And I'm like, I'm already doing the calculations of the diapers and the not sleeping and the everything else, and
Yeah,
then
man.
the private
Yeah.
school times 2. And I'm just like, yo, every year we could buy a car
Mm.
if we had 2 kids in private school. No,
Real talk.
no, No.
And I think a lot of people missed it when we were talking about how many kids everyone has going around the table. So everybody has one except.
Oh yeah, I
How many
take
you
the
got?
cake. I got 5.
Oh my
Five.
gosh.
Nice.
My man.
That deserves
Yeah.
one of those. That's wild. 5 kids? How do you know all their names?
Every morning I wake up and I have to write them on my hands and look at. I got
number
5.
two.
I got 14, 15, and 16.
Oh, wow. You
Wow.
got
Yeah,
all
and I got
teenagers,
when I have a
too.
17-year-old soon. This what? No, December he's gonna be 16, and then I have 2 16s for a little while. Then that guy turns 17.
Oh man.
Wow.
gonna be
Wait,
crazy.
you have 2 kids that are 16?
They're gonna be at the same time. They're like Irish twins. They were born in the same year.
Dang, bro, you were not
Yeah,
not
me and my
messing
wife-
around. Like
yeah.
right when
We having kids.
right when the doctor said yes, you can go.
Oh,
you
yeah.
like were
We was on it.
Green light.
Yeah,
wow.
we didn't have no TV. I guess.
I guess.
Oh man.
Didn't have no music, nothing. You're wearing a piece shirt. I actually need to get one of those.
Yeah, that shirt's dope.
Yeah, he actually he hooked it up because he brought us some pieces of vinyl to hook up for the DJs at Real Ones, and then all of a sudden he broke this out and threw it at me. I was like, oh, that's what's up.
Dude, and if you guys haven't been to Club Real Ones, if you're in the Cali area, make sure you check it out. It's fun. I mean, I went there. It was random. It was October of last year. I was out there for my birthday. We went to the Dodgers game, me and my daughter, because she lives out there in Brea. And I talked to Silva and Gold, and she's like, yo, come out. We got this club going on. I already know Robert Marquez and Prop was there. So I hadn't seen Prop in a long time, so it was good to see him. So it was fun. And I was like looking at my daughter like, how do you know all this old school music? I was actually proud that she knew all the old school stuff because she was
dope.
dancing and singing it. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's dope.
Yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
cool. It's like a cool. I mean, for the most part, like it feels all ages, even though it's not, because they got some drink here and there. But it's between the music and the DJs, and it's like it's a good combination of grown folks, but not being so tight where they're still having fun, and it covers the both old and new as far as the beats, and each DJ, whether the regulars or the features, always have kind of different sounds. So you run the gamut of like dance hall to like oldies to funk to like underground to boom bap, whatever. So it was dope.
Yeah, that's a real good
And I don't really
sound
go out
style.
that much. I stay in the crib. Like
Huh.
I don't go out unless I'm working or getting paid or rapping or hosting or something, to where I don't get out that much as it is. So both for work and for the homies, it was dope.
Cool. Speaking of vinyl, last time on the show, it came in the mail today. I got a present. Merry Christmas to Joe Seif.
Oh, what?
Oh yeah, that's right. I was on the chat during that episode.
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah. Good looks, my man.
Open it up because I want to see that.
Oh, man.
It might take a while to open.
No, I got it.
Oh, he got one. Raphi got one right there.
Woo.
It's nice and simple. Just the logo by itself.
Yep.
That's dope. Vinyl is so dope.
Yes. I like all the records that I see in the background on your shot, man. That's
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
crates.
I see the crates.
I still got crates, because it's funny. Those were actually just like the top ones were stuff that I'd curated to kind of slang some of like the actual pieces. Because I started out dancing, but then I DJ'd through like junior high and high school. So I was actually like, I had crates of record that was still at mom's crib. And then a few years back, her health was deteriorating. So my brother and I kind of had to get her into a assisted living facility. And as we were going through the crib to try and maybe rent it out to offset the astronomical cost for a decent assisted living, I had to take like 12 crates and kind of purge some. The bottom ones are just like dollar crates of like samples, but the top are like some of the pieces. I got a lot of them off at one of the records, be it the Beat Swap Meets or like Record Smorgasbord or LA Fair, one of the vinyl pop-ups out here with my cousin who goes by Graphic Villain, who sells shirts and stuff and does all the shirts for Motor Technique and stuff. And so he let me set up like in his booth. So he was slinging gear, and I got a lot of records off, but that was about a year ago. But I'm probably gonna the crates on the top, I might donate to the homies Digging Daily, because they've always held me down, and I'm like, well,
It's dope.
it's taking up space at this point.
Yeah. Let me see what you got.
But yeah,
Oh, that's dope.
with the sticker too. That's
Nice.
what's up.
Yeah, that's real dope.
Oh, I like how it's reversed on the back.
What I really like is how on here
The A and B.
he actually wrote
Yeah.
the actual box. This box is like, dude, I collect everything. I'm a
Yeah,
hoarder.
don't give our address out.
No, that's why I can't. Yeah. I'm a hoarder.
I've
so-
seen the ring cam videos of.
Bro, I got so many I haven't put up because I don't want it to mess up business. Because I'm like trying to promote the studio, get more clients, and then I'm like, well, crackheads are here, but
Yeah.
but at least they know it's safe. You know, we have security.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Yeah, with
have
the
some
alarm
I
and
haven't
everything.
put up yet.
Man, you know what? I want to say, dude, I really want to see artists, especially it would be dope if a lot of the new artists could start pressing vinyl again, because sometimes I get a little chip on my shoulder when I hear, oh, it's vintage and we're going retro. And I'm like, dude, I've never stopped collecting records. I've always collected records. I'm a DJ, right?
Yeah.
But I would love to not have to download or have an MP3. I want vinyl. You know what I'm saying? I don't use Serato. Like, I have it. I don't use Serato. Like, I still put my hands on the records, right? And I would love it if a lot of the new artists coming out would, like, you know. But I understand also, because I think Soup was talking about it, and Peace as well was talking about, you know, to recoup on it. It's, you know, it's hard to recoup on vinyl. But
Yeah,
I
you
would,
need people to
During
buy it
our,
to be able to print it
during
up.
our 20-year run when we were like the most active as far as the crew tunnel rats, like the cost ratio for, everything from shipping to the weight of it to the space it took up, like the cost was just like astronomical and not necessarily worth it, to where we had to fight for the ones that we did.
Yeah.
I even had to fight I had to give up the small chunk of bread that I was gonna get from my Cali Quake record to both give to Wordsworth for the feature and to fly him out, and then the rest was all to insist that I could have at least 12 in like one single.
I got
And
that
even
single.
then, it was just more for the sake of, for the culture and for that, because it was definitely like lost a lot of money on that. And it's interesting now because now it's easy to get vinyl off or tapes off cassettes for the sake of the collection, and how a few years ago, for the first time in 40 years, like vinyl worldwide sold more than CDs and other physical medium.
Yeah.
At the same time, that kind of filters in with like the Urban Outfitters and some of like, even before the Warehouse and Virgin Music, stores went down, if it was like some of the Adeles and Mariah Careys that would have their stuff on vinyl too. So it was sort of misleading. However, the totality in the last 4 to 5 years, vinyl and cassettes have been easier to get off, but then it's still very expensive. And the trade-off is that it's very heavy to ship. And according to some of the pressing plants that went out of business, so it's like a lot of them have to be done out of the country, and sometimes it can take months, up to like 8 or 9 months, 10 months to get the turnaround. It's picking up, but there's a lot of challenges. So you really have to be committed and either be a DJ, have a background in DJ, or super like for the culture, because there's a lot of reasons to say it's just not worth it.
No.
At the same time, if for the collection, especially if it's like a limited press, sometimes like for the smaller numbers, you get taxed more per unit. However, you can sell them for more to collectors. So if there is like 100 pieces, 150, 200, like Peace did, it's like, then that's cool because you can kind of get them off as like a collector's items for the people that really care. And for some of us, to be honest, it's like, in reality, if we're being generous with ourselves, we only have 100. In my mind, we don't even have 100 diehard fans that would buy the collectible.
Yeah.
To be all the way 100. So it's like,
Yep.
it's partially for us and for kids like you or DJs that like want to collect the physical medium, because,
Well,
as far as
I'm a collector, man. Like, I'm a comic book collector. Like, I've been collecting comics forever, and so like for me, collecting records, like when I find a good one, it's just as much.
Yeah.
Like I was at Walmart the other day and I saw a Nas, it was written album, a record,
Vinyl.
and they were selling it for $15. I was like, I already have it. I got to get it. It's $15.
Yeah.
I just have to get it.
But it's dope seeing a place like Walmart selling it again.
You see what I'm
They
saying?
didn't have vinyl in there for a long time, but it does come back.
It does.
That's the cool thing about vinyl. It does come back a lot. So, if you're a collector, make sure you get, like your favorite artists. A lot of them do come out with vinyl. So if they do, make sure you guys go ahead and cop that. For those of the listeners right now that might not know who you are, talk a little bit how you got into making music and how you got involved in the Tunnel Rats. Like, who'd you meet first? How'd you get involved in all that?
Yeah. So let's see. Started out, music in itself was always a part of my life, like music and hip hop, but music in general, rhythms, beats was always like in my DNA, in my blood. My mom was actually a dancer on Broadway. She was one of the Sharks in West Side Story. She was a choreographer. So as far as rhythm, thank God my brother and I had rhythm to begin with. And then I started dancing early on. That wasn't enough, so I started DJing.
You started out with dancing then?
Yeah.
Okay.
And again, I have one sibling, one older brother who's 7 years apart. And it's just my mom, because my father passed when I was very young, and she never remarried. She was super Pentecostal Christian and was like, this is the time that the Lord allotted and I will be in heaven with him. So she never went on dates. She never, didn't feel like she had to go find a man to pay the bills. It was like she just started having to work to raise her 2 boys. But we're 7 years apart, to where if he's 14, I'm 7. We weren't really tight like that. Like, we were always a very loving family. Like, I love you. We'd hug each other goodbye if we were mad. But as far as like, so in that sense, it was a loving family, but I never knew, I that's all I knew, but I wasn't until I was in high school where I had other friends who had brothers that were very close to know like what the typical sibling or brother bond was, because he and I actually got started like our current relationship as far as really getting to know each other as humans when we went to go on a 2-week trip to Australia to actually scatter my father's ashes 30 years after the fact, which is a whole other story. But so even though I was dancing, my brother, like, he exposed me to hip hop early on because he was both a pizza delivery driver and slanging drug or whatever, slanging weed, slanging like a little stuff or whatever while delivering it. And also, okay, my mom that was working on TV shows on like, started out as a stand-in and like Punky Brewster and Growing Pains and Night Court, and then moved up the way to a 20-30 year career in television as a stage manager. But she started at the bottom. So she was working 12 to 16 hour days, Monday through Friday. And because she was basically like, I got to do what I got to do to provide my boys. So she'd be like, okay, my brother's name is Yuri. You pick up Raphi from school. And he would be like double and triple dipping of like, he'd get a little bit of bread from my mom to babysit me, but then he was also delivering pizzas and delivering dime bags or whatever. So through the course, he had an old GTI with bumps. And I was like, in my mind, he was like a gangster, even though he wasn't, but he looked the part to where I was like kind of cool. Like, even though young, like I could act like, oh, I'm sitting shotgun in this dope car with bumps and rims. And while he was going out, he would bump the all hip hop radio station, the first 1580 AM KDAY. And that was late 80s. And so that exposed me the very first time on a crazy booming sound system of Public Enemy, BDP, like, of course, NWA, but like, I always like, the Public Enemies and that sound, and even Jungle Brothers and Big Daddy Kane, as far as the timing, whatever, where I was hearing stuff of like, I don't even know what's going on, but what is this? This is dope, So he first exposed me to hip hop, and again, in my high school, at some point on my Shames Worthy album, I had a song called "Rude Awakening" with Abstract Rude. He and I actually went to high school together, and that song is very straight up autobiographical. So he talks about, he had a radio. I met him on 15th Street, which is the cross streets of our high school, and during junior high school, I brought a boombox. So he was a senior, and he saw this kid who wasn't black, but the school was mostly black. And he was like, who's this kid in our school bumping, like, because Columbia House, I had the 12 CDs of the
for a penny.
So like, I had the CDs and the cassettes. So like, it would be everything from Stevie Wonder to the Temptations to Marvin Gaye to James Brown, along with some hip hop stuff. But he was like, who's this kid that like, with this boombox on nutrition and lunchtime, and we'd have ciphers to either freestyle or dance. So at the high school dances, I was dancing. That wasn't enough. And I kind of got burnt out because I didn't have a crew to dance with or my older brother to kind of put me on. I was just doing it because I didn't need anything and I could move, and it came naturally to kind of express myself with moving and like, really get as far as feel the music and let it dictate how you're moving, the same way how I'm going to attack and jump in a pocket, cadence wise, or if you're just playing sticks on the table, like what the pattern is, right? So that wasn't enough. I got burnt out because I'd get into battles, and it's like, okay, I come out, do a 40-second set, and then they'd have a whole crew to take turns of 6-7 cats, and I'm like out of breath and using up all my moves super quick. So dancing wasn't enough, so I started DJing. That wasn't enough, so I started getting a 4-track and little beat machine to start making beats. Around that time, I also started kind of freestyling and writing rhymes. I think I wrote my first bar at all in like 89. And that was just like maybe a 4-bar thing of being in the car and copying Big Daddy Kane of like that fast, like 1989 is the time, 88 is history. To me, it's a mystery, like full on, like, and it was just that 4 bars, right? So I want to say maybe 1990, 91, I was kind of like ciphering, and maybe me and my homeboy, one of my best friends, my boy named Justin, or J-Bones, who actually has a clothing brand called Otis and George, so shout out OG. But he and I, like, with those foundations of putting on a beat, put on one of my instrumentals at the B-side, freestyling, dancing, write a verse. I got a 4-track cassette, so we'd kind of like write stuff in the early days. All the while, I was going to a church. I was going to a church in the youth group that happened to be with what would then turn out to be most of LA Symphony. So Pigeon John, B Twice, even Soda Sadducee, who was the 3rd member of the OG crew, as well as Flynn, Adam Atkins, and Cookbook, and even J Beats would come through. So like a lot of the kids, we were going to this church, and it was cool because to me, I was like, Pigeon John to this day is one of the funniest human beings I've ever met across the board, which helped him get into the good life and blow up and 5 or 5,000 any kind of crew, because he'd win you over with jokes, and he was hilarious. So I would, even though he was kind of church, like I would still bring my homies from high school to the youth group because he was a cool kicking spot, and he'd get jokes and we'd hang out and he'd kind of rap and cipher, whatever. He ended up being kind of the youth pastor, and we were kind of doing it ourselves. So around that time, and also that's also what Ab talks about in the song of like, he remembers giving me a cassette tape of A-Team saying, yo, come to the Good Life. There's a spot we do on open mic, whatever, come to the Good Life. At the same time, Pigeon John took me to the Good Life for the first time in 1991. I was maybe, I don't even know, 13, maybe, whatever. I was too young to drive, maybe 13, 14, who knows. And on a Thursday night, because again, my mom trusted him and knew me. She was kind of like, she trusted me, so she trusted that I wouldn't get in too much trouble. And if I had someone that was more adult, more my brother's age, who was driving, but also from church, who she knew, the youth pastor. So Raphi's going with the youth pastor, and they're doing their music thing. And again, she knew the plight of like an artist, so she would support like art and expression and dance and music and everything. So she was like, one day a week, okay, go there. So he took me to the Good Life for the very first time. See,
real quick, that's dope that your mom understood that, because I think that's an issue with a lot of parents. Like, they don't understand what that is and that hunger that a kid has, because when you're that young, like, it's all brand new to you. Yes. Like that art and the expression to be able to do music or dance or DJ, anything like that. A lot of parents kind of kill their kids' dreams at an early age because they just don't get it, So that's really dope that you had that, and I think that
I've always appreciated that. I've always appreciated that, and I even like on the song with me, Plato, and Journey from the Battery, like Mama, I Bet the House, I talk about that. Like Mama was the dope, but she would take me to the Good Life, and on a school night, like in South Central, wait in the car, on a Thursday night type stuff. So it's funny because like I was appreciative from the jump. I knew how dope that was. Yet it's still funny because later on, years later, she wrote kind of a memoir that I helped proofread. And that was interesting because then by that time I was an adult, and it was more like not my mom, but I'm reading as this badass woman or this Latina or this Mexican uneducated, what she did of her story, and appreciate her journey and with my father and everything. And it's funny because we always think adults in general know everything, and then you become an adult and realize, everyone's just winging it. We're doing the best we can, and we're winging it, So even though I appreciated the time, it turned out later she was like, part of it was, a breather, because again, she'd work 13, 14-hour days, come home, maybe like here's $10 to try and get some whatever, like a fast food or like a frozen dinner or something. So if anything, it was also like a few hours to kind of breathe and get, because around that time too, like my brother, he was dealing with our dad's death differently. And early on, he deep in and was like a hardcore drug addict. It's cool because he's been like, success story, like 30 plus years, if not, I'm about that of sobriety through tragedy, but he cleaned up his act. But for those very important years where it was like, I lost my father and I have an older brother, but we're not really that tight. And then my mom's gone working, so I know she's working, and we went to church and stuff, so that kind of helped me not get too crazy. And also seeing kind of like the bad example and seeing how it tore up my mom, that kind of also helped me to kind of keep myself in check, to not see the other side and not put her through some of the stuff she did. Maybe even smart too of gaming it, like, okay, well, dude, if you would just give her something, she'll work with you, whatever. So then like I can kind of stretch it out and learn from his mistakes to also get more freedom to go out and do stuff on weekends or grades or whatever. Because again, well, like I'm not doing what my brother's doing, so it was like, okay, well, she can't monitor me that close. My brother is going through his own stuff. And then, okay, cool. If Pigeon, and then later on LPG were like my mentors that were, again, 7 years older than me, that really in that early years were like my big bros and my, like my mentors in that regard. And I want to say, like, I was going to the Good Life 91, 92, like, and then back then that's when LA was cracking. There was like 4 weekly open mics, sometimes 5, but there was 4 times. So like what happened was you'd work to write a verse, to get on the open mic part or get on the list. So there was like, you do kind of 4 sets a week and then gather up bars or verses and battling at house parties, parking lots. I was the young bull, like, what? I'm from the Good Life. This is what we do. It's before the West Coast got props on respect on an MC level. This is still early, where now NWA was just getting love, but it was still like, okay, hip hop is on the East Coast and that gangster rap stuff, but it's NWA, we respect it. But it was even before Dre and the Chronic dropped. And even then, Chronic and Death Row and Pac, it took a while to kind of understand what else was going on. Now at the Good Life in South Central LA, and at the Good Life, the actual spot that went into it, they were trying to pour into the youth in South Central. So a lot of the elders that were old jazz musicians, so even Mike and Nine, like they'd be knowing of horn solos and how they started scatting, but putting syllables to the scats. And the mentors, the elders would open up this space to try and get some of the kids at, because gangbanging was popping back then. So it was also like, okay, at least one night a week to kind of create what's in you, where you come from, your roots, your spirit, your ancestors, and like communicate through all that. So also with like no cussing and what it was. So we were so like West Coast, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't know what's going on, that there's real musicianship and like, improv and these new, like pushing the envelope of new sounds and like new things that no one knew about back then. So we were super like, who want to battle? Who got a problem? You and MC, we're pit bulls, what's up? And I was always like, rah, 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 like getting it in, because that was like, I was finding my identity with that.
Was that how you got introduced to Project Blowed? Because the Project Blowed it was like early 90s, like, and that was the showcase for a lot of the West Coast. Everybody got their jump from Project Blowed. So like the Good Life sounds like the Project Blowed.
The Good Life was before Blowed.
Really?
So there's 2 documentaries that are necessities. So Ava DuVernay, her first big project was a documentary called This Is the Life that talks about the Good Life. Before that, there was a movie called Freestyle, The Art of Rhyme that my brother was actually a producer on. And initially, that was the story talking about the Good Life and Off the Head and freestyling, but it talked about the Good Life. And Blowed. So the Good Life went on from about like 90 to 93, 94. And around that time, some of the OGs were like kind of feeling themselves and getting kind of because again, there were certain rules at the Good Life because it was a health food store. In the community, it was straight up health food store where you would get your wheatgrass and your vegan stuff before anyone even knew what that was. And for a couple hours on Thursday night, it would become this open mic. And there was a step that was in the corner that was the stage with, 4 panel paintings in the corner. That was it. You could maybe fit 20 chairs in there if I'm being generous. So the spot was tiny on Crenshaw and Exposition. And some of the rules were no cussing, because it was like, okay, autobiography of Malcolm X style, like, okay, well, think with your words, think of a more intelligent way to get your point across, right? And so it was like no cussing, no biting. You had to come with your own style, and no iggities, because back then people thought, oh, you rap fast, oh yeah, that's effects.
Yeah.
Or then later on, crisscross. Like crisscross is like, nah, that's not what we do. Even later on with Mr. Tongue Twister, before he became like Speed Not Mobsters, like Twister, when he was like the Mr. Tongue Twister, when he was more like over the kind of more hip hop beats, that was Twister. But as far as the other people, if they were doing the kind of fast, like Snow, or like, kind of the cheating, it's like that's that's cheating.
Yeah.
But we do back in the day when I was able to in the back of the group, like putting real syllables in there. And that's what would be the difference. But the average person would be like, oh yeah, it's fast, it's this. So it was like some of those rules.
How hard was it to not cuss? And because that was very rare to not cuss. And I remember dealing with a lot of artists, and I didn't cuss in my music, and running the studio, I would have artists be like, you know what, I'm going to try to make a song without cussing, because in their mind it was unheard of. And when they would do it, they would come back and be like, yo, that takes a lot of skill, because you don't have those fill words
it's hard
to be able to fall back on.
For me, it wasn't hard at all, because where I was rhyming, like I always kind of said I did the same kind of music. Like I've always done the same music. I came up in LA in the Good Life and then the Project Blowed, where it was like Showtime at the Apollo. It's aggressive, and you have 2 minutes to impress us, and we're like, what? You got to be worth our time. What you gonna do? And we're always hearing what would be Micah 9, Abstract Rude, Freestyle Fellowship, Peace, Jurassic 5, Ahmad, Skilo, Volume 10, like all these ill MCs every day, to where it's like, okay, we're spoiled because we're hearing all these futuristic, as if it was like a room full of Andre 3000s or Pharoah Monches. You know what I'm saying? Like those people that really do the next level. So it's a room full of those. So it was like, okay, what you got? And you would get booed off stage if they didn't like you. It would be, please pass the mic. And again, it was so brutal because it was so tiny. So like you had to kind of walk the gauntlet. There was one thing, and it was like there's 30 people, but you're on a step, and they're in a folding chair right in front of you. So if they stand up, they're this close to you, and they're like, please pass the mic. Like, okay. And it would get so loud, and they'd cut the mic on you. So around 94-ish to 95 is when AC and Ab and some of the other, OGs were like, let's start to do our own thing and move a few blocks down to Leimert Park where we can cuss and you could do whatever. So that's why, even though at the end of this month, if anybody follows my social media, like every year we have the Project Blowed anniversary, and I usually host and perform or whatever with Ab, with Keep the Feel. So again, I'm hosting this year, like every year, and it's the 29th anniversary of Project Blowed. Wow. However, for the OGs, we also count the 3 or 4 years before that, because if we count the Good Life. So that's kind of the lineage. So it was one of the same, but like before Blow, there was the Good Life, but it was the same thing, So and for me,
when is that
it was never a problem.
When's that event?
I want to say the 29th. Ab's going to kill me because I should have it memorized, but I always just repost all the stuff.
It's this month?
Either the 26th or the 29th. Yeah, December 26th or 29th. Because it was like, I believe it was the anniversary of the first night at Project Blowed. So it's always at the same time, whatever. But again,
I have to go out
I
there.
started there when I was too young to even drive, and I had my mom drop me off, to now a gray-haired older dude with a kid, father and a husband and all that stuff, whatever, to where there's been so many chapters in it, even before that, because again, with like battles of dance battles or DJing in junior high and high school, that was its own thing. Yeah. And then from, the the different chapters, if you up on Tunnel Rats, for those, I mean, I know you guys are, but for any listeners that see this, like even the chapters of the Tunnel Rats itself, we've had 3 or 4 generations through the different chapters.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 eras of us, but really 4 generations. Excuse me, 5 depending on how you look at it, because again, LPG was doing stuff with Freedom of Soul, with Peace, and SFC. And that was before there was any Tunnel Rats, that was the first generation. So they were my big homie, they were my OGs. But at the same time, the Tunnel Rats, we met all at the same time, and I was a founding member. Yeah. So to Props and the New Breed, it's like, okay, I'm an OG member because there was no Tunnel Rats before me. Yeah. You know, so I was the OG member of that. And then we had the Brain Storm days, which is the green room, where we had, you know, all the records like SFC Illumination, Freedom of Soul, The Second Coming. I came right as they were finishing those. So I'd hear the mixes, but I didn't get to kind of get in there. But again, even Trip, this is how Pigeon John I met first. The first Tunnel Rat was Journey and Soup, right? Because I used to dance with Soda Sadducee for Brainwash Projects. So like me and Soda would have a dance routine for like an interlude at Brainwash Projects shows. And they would get shows, churches around or whatever. So like they had a thing at West Angeles Church. And I was just, okay, I'll get to, you know, perform and do the dance routine and kind of be on stage. And it was my first kind of like, I've always liked attention. So to be actually on stage, performing, dancing, even though it wasn't my show, was like the beginning of, oh, I like these endorphins. I like performing. I like, you know, my mom did it, my dad did it, like I'm gonna do it, it feels right, you know, even though I was dancing for 2 minutes in that. And Journey Big and Super C came to the show, right? Now, around that time, maybe a few weeks prior, when I finally did get to drive, I got my car early, like 15 and a half. As soon as I had my driver's license for my permit, I had a whip. Partially because when my father's passing, we'd get little checks, you know, Social Security kind of checks, whatever, and get a little bit as consolation, whatever. And while I would trade my father, the only thing was, okay, well, when I had some money set aside to get my car really early, to have that independence, and I got an MPV so I could pack my records in my crates to do my business, to do my house parties, right? So I had this MPV with bumps and back in the cassette. So Pigeon gives me a cassette tape. He gives me this cassette tape. This is the white label LPG Earthworm demo. Now, when he gives it to me, the copy that he had was just the plastic case. There was no cover, right? So, and I gravitated towards the B-side. That was a song called Continuous. That was more kind of like just on some cypher stuff, because that felt like what we were doing in my MPV or in the parking lot of just ciphers or whatever. And it was the first time I ever heard, supposedly, someone freestyling on wax, on record. Now, to be all the way 100, it really wasn't. It was like kind of scripted, but it was scripted to be that kind of vibe or whatever. So it was the first time, and part of it maybe was, you know, like kind of the fillers, or they'd start the first 4 and kind of freestyle the end back and forth. So I was playing this cassette tape out. There was 4 songs, but really the B-side, I was killing it all month, bumping this, whatever, LPG, you know, like whatever this is. I have no idea what they look like. I don't even know that they're Mexican. I'm just bumping their stuff because it's faceless. It's dope. And it's Pigeon's homie. I'm like, you know these dudes? Oh, this is tight. And it was like, okay, I had the sound system. It was like bumping something no one knew it was. So after the show, in the hallway, whatever, it's Journey and Soup. You know, Journey is like Rascal's height. He's probably a little bit taller, but he's like 5 foot, something. 5 foot something, right? Yeah. Right. And Soup is 6 foot plus, right? So when they're like, Pigeon is like, yo, I wanted you to introduce you to, you know, these are the homies. This is actually the cassette tape that you've been bumping. And I'm like, yo, Journey Big, astronomical. I'll be snatching stars to play catch with the Tunnel Rats, all these large imagery. So I'm like, of course it's the 6 foot tall brother. So I'm like, yo, I've been bumping your stuff or whatever, it's dope. And he's like, oh, nah, homie, like that's actually this little fool right here. And I was like, oh, this fool looks like me. And he had, you know, like fade and, you know, like wearing a Tommy pullover. And I was like, oh, snap, this little Mexican dude, like, oh, this is yours. Okay, word. And then he gives me this flyer.
Please don't.
Oh,
man.
wow.
Dope.
1993. Okay, so Brainwash Projects,
Brainwash
LPG
Projects.
Future Shock at Hex's Hip Hop Shop. So that was maybe
Bro, that's dope
I
that you
guess
still have all that stuff too.
December 5th. December 5th or something, 1993.
Wow.
The following week, I'm like, okay, it's at Hex's Hip Hop Shop. You know what? It's a trip. Actually, you know what? I was bumping. I didn't even have. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't have my car yet. I had the cassette, and it must have been bumping in the boombox. But the following week, I wasn't able to drive, so that my mom dropped me and one homie off in the rain, and she dropped me off, and she was like, "Here's $20 to get you and Elliot, you know, like a snack or some drink, and call me on the payphone when you need me to come pick you up." Because again, she trusted me. It was like these cats from, I met these groups from this church, so it's a church function. It's cool. And again, me being this young pit bull and wanting to kind of, not even for them, to be honest, it was just like, that's my mode. I was like, who wanted, y'all, don't let me hear no beats. Don't let me hear no instrumentals or see some heads rapping, because I'm going to be in there like, yeah, what's up? I'm from the good life, West Coast. What's up? My name is Raphi. What to do? You know, like, and do what we do. Because again, I wasn't good enough. Like, I got booed off my first 5 or 6 weeks at the good life.
Ooh.
Wow.
So I had to earn it. So I wasn't even the top tier. So again, swimming with the sharks, you'd go outside of that shark infested water, then all of a sudden, okay, well, I'm not going against these heavyweights. I'm going against these heads. So it's like I could be like repping good life, you know, and kind of have easier competition.
How hard was it getting booed off the stage and then still coming back? Because a lot of people would have probably just given up at that point.
Yeah, and again, I keep going back to the song Rude Awakening, because every word on that song was autobiographical. So I even say my first 5 weeks got booed off. But the OGs told me, come back next week, so I did. First time my rhyme blew up the spot, manifesto, fresh for the kid. So what happened was the second or third time I got booed off on Walking the Gauntlet, feeling like, dang, I thought this was the week. I thought I had that one run of da-da-da-da. I thought that was gonna be it. And the person that was like, come back next week, was actually LA Cool Rifleman. And he was one of the OGs who was also like banging and active and kind of like, oh, I was kind of afraid of homeboy because he's like active. And, you know, I saw him getting squad before, and he was like, he had his little, because I was one of the young kids. Even at the Good Life, I was one of the few young kids that was there. But at the same time, he had his crew called the Bastards. That was these 3 murderers on the mic. And this one dude named Misfit was super tiny. He was super tiny, and like he was always balanced. He was always like, oh, you're this young kid, but this is already the group of the young kids blessed by the OG. So it was like I was never comfortable. And early on, like it was bean pies and bow ties. And it doesn't matter, even as much respect as I had for the culture, for the art, for the history, everything. Unless I was rapping in Spanish, I might as well have been Vanilla Ice.
Wow.
You know, because it was just like because again, this was a health food store. So literally there were FOIs selling the Final Call in the parking lot and what's up, brother? And it was just like, you know, even Born Out Loud, we joke about it, but like Born Out Loud was one of the nation's 5%. And it was like, it didn't matter what, it was like, you know, what up? You know, unwanted, like whatever, you know, like Vulture, like it didn't matter what I did, like I wasn't, like you're not really welcome here. This is what you do. You don't live here. You know, what are you even doing trying to get, because the Good Life got popping. It became popping to where record execs, because at the time there was this regular hip hop club called Unity that Bigger B threw, and any through the Jive era, any MCs or any hip hop groups that came to LA that would perform their first tour at a Unity, well, Bigger B knew, okay, it became, you got to go to the Good Life. You got to be seen there. If you're on this hip hop underground backpacking tip, then you got to run through there, not to kiss the ring, but to kind of be seen and be taken seriously as the hip hop head. Because so it got really popular. There's a funny story when Fat Joe got booed off, you know, because we weren't a respecter of persons. Now, he was whacker at the time, and he was like, you know, one of his record people was like, try to pay Fish, who ran the mic or whatever. Here's $100 to get my artist on, because he wasn't on the list. People would show up from out of town hours in advance to fill up the list. And it got so cracking. That was another reason why they built the Blowed, because it was like, it was so cracking that the people you came to see that were the elite squad, they'd show up whenever. And it was a first come, first serve open mic. And B Hall, the lady that did it, who was an ex-Black Panther, she was like, it's open to everybody. So whoever comes from out of town, or not out of town, but neighboring cities, they fill up the list. All of a sudden, the list would be filled up without the OGs. And it was like, okay, maybe in the open mic, in the beginning and the end, you'd hear the OGs because it kind of got too crowded. It got too cracking. But yeah, like later on, like from The Good Life to then Blowed, and a lot of times it was, you know, that was definitely the catalyst of my ciphers or battling techniques and everything and having something to chase. I wanted to impress these dudes because they were inspiring me, and they were like, there's nothing like I've ever heard. So I'm trying to blow up finally and get their respect, get their props. And then later that helped me advance quicker. And then later when I met Journey, like Dax was Dr. Dre.
Musical genius.
He was like the man, and the Russell Simmons, right? But Journey was LL. He was Snoop. So it's like or Jordan, you know? So I was like, I'm gonna be Kobe. I'm trying to impress him. Like, so Dax is the man. He's the one doing altar calls. He's preaching. He's doing the deals and getting the bookings. But this dude is the MC that's like, yo, like, who's this?
Word.
So I'm trying to impress him in the early years. That helped me advance too, of like chasing people to impress and not being so as hungry as I was, and as like arrogant and like confrontational as I was, I still recognize like there's levels to this. So that was like and even streetwise, like my OGs of like, okay, at The Good Life, Blowed, and then with my crew who were both older dudes, you know what I'm saying, like to impress and get put on.
Bro, that ministers, man. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that ministers.
No. Like I said, I go. You say go, and I go too much sometimes. So I have to remind myself to like, wait, pause.
And I want to make sure we get into to some of the video stuff too, because I want to talk to you about that. But we're gonna play this video from The Battery called Glass. What did you shoot this with? Because this was a while ago, so I'm sure you've upgraded since then.
That was my first ever video, and actually, I didn't have any camera. I didn't have anything. So actually, I borrowed Journey's Canon T3i.
Oh,
that was like not a 5D, not a Canon, not a 5D. 5Ds that just hit the streets and changed the game as far as a video that was looking like cinematic. You could do different frame rates, and all of a sudden, the video camera didn't look like our Handycam videos, high eights that I had archived everything. All of a sudden, it looked like Spike Lee. It looked like the saturation of the color, the contrast. But again, the T3i was like the one you get at Best Buy or Circuit City, but not the actual cinematic one. But again, it could shoot video, and I was like, hey, I'll shoot something if I can borrow it, borrow his camera. So that first video was done on Journey's. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to focus or shutter speed or iris or ISO or any of that. I was just like, okay, I'd done a couple things on like iMovie as far as doing, because again, my brother at the time was also involved with a brand called Con Art that was influential, like street brand in the early years that also had a lot of the OGs, right? So he would do a lot of video of OGs like Mirror and Skate, rest in peace, and some of the graffiti writers of doing stuff, and he would mix it together to do kind of montages, right? So while I wouldn't use his switcher, between that and even Freestyle Session, which were like VHS videos of the best B-boys and B-girls each year, it was like, if you want to know what was happening, Freestyle Session used to be the video that every year to see how it's elevating, right? So the same way of montages of my brother of like, okay, I didn't have a camera, but I would get video footage to all the best MCs in the battle or wake up show, or a video of a DVD or even one mixtape or whatever it was, to kind of make a mixtape, but visual mixtape. So I kind of knew how to edit to the beat. Yeah. Like edit a montage, cut to the beat on iMovie, and then I borrowed their camera. And that kind of sparked it, because again, it was like, well, to be frank, I was sort of kept on the sideline for a long time because there wasn't necessarily interest in me, that they didn't understand where I was doing within the early Christian hip hop days. LPG, even though we were all kind of abrasive and pull no punches and raw, if you listen back to their rhymes, there's a lot of Christ, there's a lot of, you know, biblical stuff in all of our stuff, but especially in theirs, even though they were considered never to be Christian enough in the scene.
Yeah.
My stuff especially, because again, everything is so close now as spread out as LA is. Like, you go to the neighborhoods that are 2 hours away, that's now accepted in the broad space of hip hop culture in Southern California, from San Diego to LA to Santa Ana. So like back then, wait, where is Whittier? That's a city that's 35 minutes away. That's not LA, because I'm the only one that was like in LA City, LA. And then sometimes for the Unity clubs, Zane, LPG, Journey would come out to the clubs, but I was hitting those spots before I met Journey, and then Journey and I would he was the only one that really came with me weekly to these open mics all around. But back then it was like people weren't really up on the neighboring cities like Pomona, West Covina, other than him talking about it, you know, certainly not back then. So it was like when I was doing stuff with them, it was still like both LA, Cali, and representing to kind of like show everything that was going on. What's up to peace in the chat?
Yeah. Well, hey, I want to get to this video before we run out of time, because I want to get to another video after this. So Shy Moye also said he still has his T3i. Reminds him of where he started. And that I started with a T5i. So I got my T5i right here.
There you go.
Keeping this, you know what I'm saying? Like, I keep all my original, like what I started with making music and with video stuff, because I got this. I never thought I'd get into like really doing video stuff, and now I'm spending $5,000 on gear.
I got a full Sony studio, everything, light setup, killing it.
Sony A7, just sitting collecting dust. An original A7.
Original A7.
Yeah.
Cool. That's so we're going to get into this video. It's the battery with glass. So this is the first video you made right here, man. That's pretty dope. I didn't realize
Worthy Media. This was the beginning.
Wow.
This was the first video I ever did.
So we're going to get into that right now. You are tuned in live to Speak Life Radio, live on the line with Shames Worthy. Here we go.
Who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Pay attention. While you acting out of character, we overdose of this rap. Bring them down with the finish. Each of your favorite rappers world's made of glass.
Been a rhyme about my savior, for they thought it's cool. Around the time when my behavior wasn't along the rules. Steady questioning my walking where my heart was leaning. They tried lessening my talk cause they were not believing I couldn't truly be a child of the Most High. Cause most nights I was serving at them oak mics. Though ghost writing for they favorite gospel rappers out. And slanging words to them kids who set for tapping out. I heard them saying I sounded like I was worldly. But that's the reason that non-Christians heard me. I never worry about entertaining them PKs. Cause Christian kids wasn't buying records anyways. Rather you catch me in the circle when the mic is present. And I was handling my own amidst the 5%ers. Minus the cursing or the purple kush cushion. Mine is creator of the earth, I know him first person. And still words worsen. They saying Journey never quote a Bible verse when he get to serving. I let the judging roll right off me. Without budging, I simply learned what it taught me. It taught me never put the faith in the heart of man, especially a man who holds a mic in hand. So many rappers through the years past judgment, knowing that their house was made of glass. Now wasn't it glass? Knowing that their house was made of glass.
Been there and done it. Underground, veteran.
It's in my nature just to name names. Not right now. Nah, not right now. Nah. Isn't like I've never done it for a couple times and not concerned about 100 more. It's sorta like some people should have bit their tongues. Instead it ended up the means from which they hung. I'm using every real word flung as a wrong and let the breath of creation play within the lungs. I'm tunnel tyrannosaurus till the wheels fall. Though some lie in chorus as to whether we is called. Instead it's muse balling hard till the feet is swole, or till you seeing skin straight through the sneaker sole. Was salty for a couple minutes about it. Was doubting everything we did and whether he surrounded us. Wondered why we was always keeping grounded, while others steady sounding off on how they leaped and bounded. But remember saying it though they had never listened, that I'm a rapper who happens to be a Christian. And now I'm laughing how that statement is accepted, when that's the whole reason we was forever rejected. Yeah, that's how the scoffing started. Essentially that put us in the coffin, getting carted off. They haul it off and saying we was missing points, that battle rapping wasn't in the realm of his anointing. And now I'm seeing interviews and in it dudes saying verbatim things that made us getting ridiculed. That's when I gotta check reflection in the vanity and recognize the heart of God to keep my sanity. Trying to kill off my humanity day at a time, while staying at a climb and at a line of standards mine. I've never questioned what another man's walk about, so never understood why I'm topic of talks aloud. I wasn't perfect, I was more concerned with myself than why these rappers worry about what Jern did. Cause if I spill the beans on them, many be surprised. Though if you paid attention, you could read between the lines. Each of your favorite rappers' world's made of glass. Ha! Each of your favorite rappers' world's made of glass. Now, I'm transparent if you ask me, I'ma say it. If you put your faith in man, then he's gonna betray it, right? Christ is the author and the finisher. I'm coughing up my will and it's so awesome how I finish still. That's why I ain't looking towards nobody but the cross, cause I knew the cause and knew that I was finna take the loss. But I didn't mind it cause I always had his will in mind. His will is mine and will define whether I'm still a climb. So lay your eyes upon a man who's built to last, cause I realized I'm glass. Glass.
So people who live in glass houses, a house made of glass, should not throw stones.
This is Soup the Chemist, live and direct. You're listening to Gorilla Cross Radio.
SoCal.
Yo, that is the Battery with Glass. Man, that's
Wow.
seeing
Wow.
that, and you know, you're saying that you didn't know what you were doing, but you did it. And I think a lot of problems that people have right now is they might not have all the resources they want. They might not have the best camera, the best beat equipment, the best microphone, but you just went out and did it. And
Yeah.
I mean, it was dope, but I mean, you're right. Seeing,
It's
you know,
hilarious.
watching it now
It's
compared to, you know, what you've done. And you said in the chat,
I mean, even that was probably like 720. Maybe it was 1080, but it was like even that, like
It was
even the
compressed.
deliverable, I
It was
think was
compressed
like.
1080.
but
Yeah.
you said you
I
hadn't
think it
seen
ended
it.
up being.
You said you hadn't seen it in a while. So what's that like seeing that now, knowing and probably seeing the mistakes and I mean the lighting,
It's both.
everything.
It's both. Like there's a little bit of cringe, but at the same time, my version of my hoarding is that I've always been the archivist for all the Tunnel Rats because I was the one mixing and recording all those records, and even DJing in the sense. So like I was the audio dude, so not only writing rhymes, but I was recording the stuff. So I have the most archives because I was the one that could record it and burn it on a cassette, on a CD, on an R or whatever. So like my collection, I do like to kind of look back because to be frank, a lot of ways feels like I wasted all that time. I wasted my career. I should have had a different parallel life had I made different decisions along the forks in the road in different ways that I made some wrong decisions for the right reasons. And I've also said on Wax, like time is what you don't get back.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of time when I was hurt, I was bitter, I would blame other people, and then even enough time to be like, well, you could have always done something else. You could have bounced. So it's like, you know, you can't blame anyone and to take ownership of it, you know, and again, to reconcile, but know that time is what you don't get back. So even though you process it, so in a lot of ways, people that meet me, or certainly even, you know, my wife kind of jokes about, like when I told you I was doing an interview tonight, they were like, she's like, still? Like people still want to talk to you about like the rap stuff, you know? Like, and I was like, yeah, like some people really care. And I really care, you know, and even with the crew, with the reunion, it's like a handful of us still like rapping.
Yeah.
And even with each other, it's like as an MC, like, I don't understand. I'm not active, but yet once or twice a year, through Keep the Feel to host their events when they were doing regular events, at least once a year with Project Blowed. And if some of the homies have a show and like, yo, you want to come and do that verse in that one song. So a handful of times I get to perform. And the thousand times, every single time I'm on the mic or on stage, it's in the cells of my being that this is the only thing I've ever really loved and ever felt like, not imposter syndrome.
It's part of you.
And I started feeling imposter syndrome, being told I was an imposter.
Why?
But I put in the 10,000 hours, 20,000 hours, 30,000 hours to where it's like, okay, I'm a master of rapping.
Yeah.
So a performance, so it's still fun. So I don't understand cats are like, nah, I don't really want to get on stage. I don't really want to rap. I don't really, want to like. So even within the whole crew, I don't even get it.
Can I ask a question? Because I feel like
Absolutely.
a lot of us,
Hold on.
No,
P said you have to interject sometimes because he would go.
No.
Yeah.
So my question is because that's real. The imposter syndrome.
Yeah, 100%.
So there's a lot of people that feel like who really, because P said it on the last interview. He said like he'll ask God, what's the walk? What's the game plan, right? And just doing what he does, making beats, that's his calling. He's not doing it like he's not purposely going out like, this is my ministry, God called me to this, but he is like, this is my ministry and God called me to this. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he never stops. And there's imposter syndrome is something that a lot of artists, including myself, like go through to where we're like, man, like, did I just waste my time doing this? Like I'm gonna
humans in general,
you know
like
saying?
even athletes or even, like anything, there's a lot of imposter syndrome because
what made you
up
get
until
that?
recently, there was a lot of trauma or like mental health or things that weren't talked about, feelings or talking or being honest or emotions or whatever. So that trickles down to all walks of life. And even back to the video stuff, it was like, well, I'm kind of third or fourth in line, even within my own crew, but I'm still the most active at the open mics and doing stuff. So like Dax or the label or whoever was the distribution at the time, there's no interest in me as an artist. So Dax was seeing the big picture from like a Phil Jackson type thing of
business
like,
standpoint. Yeah.
This is the whole crew. So for the sake of the whole crew, whatever there's interest, we're going to go that way.
But why do you feel there wasn't interest? Because I mean, I really feel like you're super dope. Obviously. So what was that? Were you just not pushing yourself enough to gain that interest? Or what do you think it was?
That could be a whole other podcast that I might do a solo one, because there might be like a whole, like shout out to the homie Open Mike Eagle, where he has a whole separate podcast where it's just one guest of Questlove and a whole season of 8 different episodes of telling so many stories of just one guest, because you can dive deep. There's a lot of layers to that onion where
that's content.
Part of it is, I even talked to Dax recently, and he'll admit like I didn't understand. I didn't understand it. I'm your biggest fan now because I look back at stuff 20 years ago and I'm in awe of like how I didn't have the vision to understand what you were doing, right?
Bro, let me just cut you off real quick, dude. Let me say this, just because of that, of what you said. Out of me and my crew, I was always been like, yo, man, Journey's my man. I love Journey. Child Phenom, he was one of the members of my crew. And he's like, dude, Raphi's my man right there. Like, he is the coldest when it comes to writing, because it's real talk. You know what I'm saying? And and so I just want to let you know, before we go any further, I say this to every foundational pillar that we talk to. Dude, you had so much impact on so many people, especially myself, when we were coming up, because people would, Christians can't rap or Christians can't be this. And the fact that you guys are doing it and addressing that specific stigmatism or stigma, like that kept us pushing. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I'd be with my wife and have my son if it weren't for how much Christian or positive Christian hip hop helped me stay on point with God. So, dude, even if you never hear it from anybody else, like I want you to hear it tonight. Like, just speaking for myself, you kept me through going off the deep end. Your crew entirely, and especially it sounds like everything, like you were doing all the mixing, the mastering, the recording. Bro, we wouldn't have the records if it weren't for you. You feel me?
I appreciate that, man. And just like Pete said last time, we never get tired of that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's sort of like sometimes during the wilderness and the famine, sometimes that's the only breadcrumbs of like man, I'm ready to quit today. And all of a sudden someone reaches out, you get a fan letter or someone DMs you and you hear something like that. And at your worst time, it's like, okay, at least for the rest of today or the rest of this week, I can, you know, keep it going or whatever. So even, and again, like out of necessity. So whether it was the 4-track to record my own stuff because I wasn't in line to get the studio time to do a record. So I had a 4-track to record my own stuff. That gave me the engineering. Like, so I didn't have money to do a demo. So I was recording my own stuff, mixing my own stuff. I went to engineering school to make my demos sound better. I'm gonna start shooting my own video and cut it because I'm not getting signed and I'm not, you know, and again, there's different layers. Part of it was LA street affiliation, especially like Never Bang, but back when LA was crazy like that, like as far as the street code, like I was the most loyal. Like there was a time where everyone bounced, you know, like before Peace came back in the fold, Journey wasn't doing stuff, whatever, like Future Shock, it was before New Breed and Seth came into the picture. And during that time, there was a time where everyone kind of bounced on Dax and it was just Dax and the little homie Raphi, like back to back till the wheels fall off. Like everyone bounced, but like I'm the most down. I'm the number one soldier. Give me my marching orders. Anybody could get it. And I found partially identity in that, almost to a fault. Because again, it was like, well, I'm going to be the most down and I'll be the most selfless for the sake of the crew. And sometimes that was even too far. And it was like, I you know, like it was at a, because again, literally, when I finally, to be totally honest, Cali Quake, my first album, I had to make up a pseudo concept for the album. And you know why? Because I had been on the bench, kept on the bench for 6+ years, where I had so many songs in different eras, in different chapters. I wrote this song 8 years ago. I don't sound like that now. And I do this where it's like, by the time it came out, half of it was already 10 years old and old to me.
It was dated.
So it's like, okay, Cali, because none of this stuff matches. So I'm going to put 21 songs to max out 80 minutes of the CD because I had this clip ready to go. I have all these bullets to fire off, and I'm going to be okay. Oh, and Cali Quick, I'm gonna shake things up. It was
like a demo.
One because it's Cali, but also like the concept of shake things up in the different styles. But because half of the stuff I recorded demo versions in my 4-track in my room, and I was re-recording those that were already old. So by the time that album came out, half of it was older. And then at the time, I was the only one. Real quick, and I'll shut up. But real quick, to the sake of when I didn't have. I didn't have a wife or kids at the time. I didn't have a career type job. I was the only person that was able to go out and tour. However, I wasn't allowed to. And Journey, I mean, Dax told me straight up, like, well, you can't tour Cali Quake. You can't really go out because we have a distribution deal. We're turning out records every 45 days. And if you leave, the studio shuts down for 6 months. So you can't do that.
Because you're doing too much that you can't even go and do your own creative stuff because you're basically doing
couldn't
everything.
Really tour, you know. And again, okay, yes sir. Now, early on in the years, part of that was I kind of needed that. I needed that mentorship. I needed that male energy to kind of like learn that man stuff and learn the OG stuff and also try and impress and learn all those things in my life as a whole, as a person. So I was like, okay, sir, yes sir. And especially back then in the early years, it was like Suge Knight. Like he would, we all kind of were scared of him, or like he had a presence where it's like he would punk everybody to come. Like, no, we're coming to record Friday and Saturday. Yeah. Everyone's coming. We're doing this. We're doing this show. We're doing this record next. And okay, cool. Dirt, you're gonna come after school and make 10 beats in my living room every night for this summer.
Wait, how old was Dirt at the time?
And it was like, sir, yes sir, sir, yes sir. And even in the demise of the crew, it was kind of the same thing of like, well, back then it was Suge and a bunch of young bucks. Now we're grown men and women. Now we have our own households. We're fathers, we're husbands, and this. And it's like, you ain't really making me do any of that. You know what I'm saying? If we're keeping it all the way 100, and some things couldn't be updated, some habits couldn't evolve, some grips on the reins couldn't be let go, to the sake of, okay, that's when it kind of moved on. And again, You know, like I wake up, I'm a fighter. I'm not going to quit. I'll go out, fight till the wheels fall off. Right. So that's me till the wheels fall off, homie. And as 3 of the wheels already fell off, I'm going to be the last one there. Cause also that was in the earliest, the tunnel rats. That's the tunnel rat way. We're going to get nasty. The first one there, last one to leave, whatever it takes. We're all the same. Dax was also moving chairs. We'd move chairs, we'd move equipment, we'd clean, we'd sweep, whatever it took. It was no like, you know, both ministry and even just of like integrity of like, okay, with that said, like a SWAT team of just moving stuff and getting stuff done, work, integrity, value, whatever, of like, okay, get the job done. We're part of a unit, whatever it is, whatever the mission is for today, for this hour, for this show, for this week. That's kind of what we were on in our best time, and that the best when everything was firing on all cylinders. It was really like that. But that time doesn't stop. So that dynamic couldn't maintain forever.
Bro, we're gonna have to get you out here to Vegas, bro. And like really sit down. And because there's a lot. I know there's a lot.
I might have to do a whole podcast, and I've said that before. Like when I did I've done a few of these, and I always say like, I should just do my own.
You
like,
really should.
Like,
you
in these
should,
chapters,
bro.
And I have archives. I have all this, but to be honest, for someone that still loves to rap, when I got how I was raised and brought up as far as the institution of marriage, and it's certainly even after death with my mom and the fairy tale of soulmates, and this is the person that God, you know, this was the person for eternity and all that stuff, to where when I got married, I was raised, okay, well, 2 people are becoming one. So half of me is going to die to become this unit, right? To work together, partnership.
Right.
So even though in my core, this is the only thing I've ever been good at and I love, but even still, if my cup in my household is not overflowing, even to this day, I can't reconcile taking time away that potential could bring some bread into my household.
Facts.
To do something
Facts.
that's for fun.
Yeah.
Because it's part of it. It's like, it's for me. It's serving me. You know, to be honest, and the later years, it wasn't really about ministry later on. It was like, I was doing this before and after. Like, I just happened to be a Christian, so I didn't cuss in my raps, but I was never trying to do gospel rap. I hate that Cali Quake is Christian contemporary. I was like, if it was hip hop, then maybe to be in more stores, the heads of Organized Confusion or Freestyle Fellowship and the fans might be able to grasp it of some of the stuff I was doing on Beat Battle or the intro, you know, because they would be able to grasp it, as opposed to in family Christian bookstores, which was 90% of our sales. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, like there's Carmen. And then there's
Carmen,
and then there's Cali
Quake,
you know, Beat Battle and all this stuff, and the stories about my mom getting murdered, and like a Quentin Tarantino 3 songs telling the story and all this you know, like I got notes, because again, whether it was Brainstorm that wasn't on, but then later on during Uprock, it was like we got notes of like, okay, this is a little bit too hard, or could you change this or pull this or maybe change this word, because my stuff was too abrasive for the Christian market.
Yeah, that was a
even though I never cussed, but it was battling.
Yeah.
But again, I was always just natural to where like whatever comes up, if I hear a beat that has some roads and a melody to it, I'm going to hear the music, the emotion of that. And that's going to spark, if I'm going to write a song that's about my testimony or about my father's death, or about loss or emotion or vulnerability, or whatever, the song is going to speak to me. The same way, if I hear some boom bap, I'm trying to MC, I'm trying to cipher. You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, I'm only being obedient. And if I contrive something, if I did something, and to be honest, when we did the self-titled Tunnel Rats album, that was hit or miss. A lot of people hated that album because they kind of felt that it felt contrived, but that was us trying to, okay, we'll do what they want. Have some, you ain't lie to me, because I already know what's real. See, like the more club, happy, singing, 2 cents, you know, like that, incorporate Dax's melodies and some singing stuff and be a lot like, okay, this is a gospel album. And then people didn't like that. Our fans were like, we don't even like Tunnel Vision. We want Earthworm. We want Experience because it was so raw. It was so nasty. And I was like,
grimy, dude. Experience was,
and again,
a staple.
Well, Tunnel Vision was dope
belongs
too.
to y'all.
Tunnel Vision was dope.
Like whatever your favorite era is, but it's taxing because some people didn't like the up rock stuff. They only liked the brainstorm stuff.
Right.
And vice versa. I liked the up rock stuff, and to me, Tunnel Vision and even New Breed's album, to me, those two albums are sonically the best sounding, mixed, balanced albums that we've ever done.
Stop the Music was amazing.
Listen to this album.
Stop the Music was amazing, man. Yeah.
Yeah, to show, because again, back then, no one was even, it was taboo to even sing on a rap. It was like Ja Rule, like whatever. So it's like whatever, like it was, yeah.
So I had a quick question.
Peace told you got to cut in.
I had a quick question because
I know.
Where do you record your music at? Where do you record your music?
I record at home.
Now,
all of that
with the story that you just heard about. Hey, you can't go on tour, otherwise the whole studio will fall apart. How does that strike you? Because I know you record everything at home. I just wanted to have people hear it. Like, how does that make you feel knowing today I can just go in my room and record and put something out that's quality, as opposed to his story of how they had to use to do it?
I mean, it would feel, as an artist, if you're doing that for a whole bunch of people, then it doesn't really give you your personal time to really get down for yourself. Because when I record, I'm not recording no one else right now, but it allows me to be in my own space. But if I'm mixing everybody's stuff, my workload for my personal stuff shrinks. Now it's devoted to the group. So.
Because because the way I think about collabs now, everything is, hey, just email me or Dropbox me the WAV files and the stems, and I'll mix it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like, I really want people to understand, because this is Speak Life Radio. I want all the artists, everybody that submitted tonight, like the story that Rob James, that he just, I'm sorry, it's Raphi. It's Raphi. My bad. Everything he
Raphi
just
like
said.
coffee, not Raphi like taffy.
It's so that's alien. That's like somebody saying, what the heck's a card catalog? That I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it means to have to go to a studio and put in all this work.
Just imagine that, taking all that time away from home and you just in there. Now we have the luxury of being at home with all these, with all these different sound fonts and things that are there. They're actually,
but listen, some people need to go to studios because they don't know what they're doing at home, and that's another issue too.
Yeah, that's
everyone
true.
could do it at home, but if you don't have the skill,
there's pros and cons to both, though. Because like Pete said, it's dope with some people, in other countries. Sometimes that's good. We can't fly in and be in the same room.
Yeah.
So the fact that we can still do that, sometimes there's pros and cons. Yes, I get nostalgic of liking the vibe to mix record. However,
I love it. I've
always kind of preferred to record myself, to where on a session, even at the Rat Hole, we'd record all day, do stuff. At the Rat Hole, we had multiple rooms going. There was the cutting room, there was the beat room. People would be in other rooms listening, writing, whatever, and just a think tank of constant stuff going on. And I was in the control room working everything.
Dude,
now, at the end of the day, when everyone would bounce, you're here, or a feature, we fly them in, or you're coming in, I'm recording you. And then when everyone goes home, then I'm gonna stay and record myself, or have my high school homies, and we'll do graveyard, non-Christian hip hop, or funny styles, or, getting faded and doing that whole thing of in a safer environment of adolescence and learning and trying stuff, whatever. That was a whole other second life at the graveyard in the nighttime,
I had a question. Do you still, I see you're very passionate still about writing and stuff. I mean, about music in general. You talked about imposter syndrome. This is you. This is hip hop is you. So to this day, do you find yourself still writing here and there? Or you just do it once a year?
Freestyle always?
It's tragic. It's torment. Because to be honest, for the last 6, 7, maybe 8 years, I've been having the itch to do some more stuff. But again, to set time, I don't have 8 hours to do it. So even if I have 1 hour, to be truth be told, let's say we doing a posse song. Let's say Ab hits me up yo, we're doing a Project Blow thing. We all gonna come to the studio, right? Or the LA Symphony and Tunnel Rats or whatever, Underground Rise or Foot Soldiers. Okay, we're going to put on a beat. We all just start writing or whatever. I can write a 16 and 20 in a half hour and spit it. I can do that. However, I know that my best work in my catalog, there's a ceiling to when I do it that way. Like then even if no one knows, I can start, I can repeating some patterns, some things, whatever, to where my best work in my catalog has been months on end, chiseling like a sculpture, like taking stuff out, rewriting this, doing that, to where I'm slow. I'm the slowest one in the crew. That's why also sometimes I like doing it myself, because I'll be a meticulous perfectionist of my background vocals and in and out and not punching, because I can't punch myself, and like getting it so perfect where it's my Achilles heel. And even though I've got the itch to do stuff, it's tragic because I still can't reconcile to make it happen. Now I'm sitting finally on not only bars, but verses and new stuff finally. But I've had to like baby step it for 3 or 4 years, to be honest. Like, and maybe even if it's like 1 hour a day, I might come up with a bar, a hook. Maybe if I find one, it might be 8 bars, 12 bars, or just a concept. But the only way I was able to kind of itch it, like, you know, inch by inch, was putting time limits on editing, my responsibilities as a father, and then 1 hour a day to start, and then look back in, because as you were talking about, when you have a kid, time flies. So you blink and it's a month and a year. So when I look back, okay, oh, it's been a year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going through the book. Oh, okay, I finally got some bars. Cali Quake was released in 2001. It was recorded in 2000. And like I said, half of those songs were written in the mid 90s. So it was already old to me. Shame's Worthy, the album, didn't come out till 2011, a decade apart. And I wished that my third Shame's Worthy project would have been 2021. We're a decade apart. And that'll be one of my regrets that I never get back, because I wish I could have done it. But with family, coming up the pandemic, there was just so much stuff going on where I didn't have enough to even get an EP out. And Peace, along with other homies, have always been like, okay, stop sitting on stuff, just do it, put it out.
Sounds familiar.
I have some songs, some beats, I have stuff but it's just like, I want to do it. And every time we do a tunnel rat thing, or I do a feature, or, you know, or hear a beat, it's like, oh, I want to get it, but a day or two later, daddy duty, you know, like, you know, father or whatever, or trying to grind. I've been freelancer my whole life, and it's feast or famine, and it's more famine recently. So it's like, it's rough trying to get, you know, trying to get this bread that's never quite enough, and from month to month, from rent, from whatever. It's like, damn, dude.
Speaking of,
so it's like, I can't like, oh, I got to rap.
When you talk about the feast or famine, especially because you do freelance stuff, that your media company, I like your corporate stuff or more creative stuff, which I mean, I want to pay the bills with corporate stuff, but I would love to just be creative. Yeah. Like what's
me personally?
Yeah. Because I've seen your work, man. You've got a great eye.
I've been doing it maybe 10 years now. I mean, I know I'd have to look to see when Glass came out, but as far as like, oh, I've actually been doing video stuff for this long. And I've learned a lot, and I'm good at it, whatever, but I'm so real and honest that I have a hard time selling myself, because it feels like that's BS. You're putting yourself on or whatever. I'm getting better at it because it is a business. I'm a business. I'm a one-man show. So I have to be able to pitch, get stuff done. But that's like, you know, as well as even I was hoping, like, okay, when I'd mix a record, do it 3, 4, 5 mixes that, like, no one can even tell the difference between mix number 1 and mix number 4, but I can. And if I can A and B it, maybe you can tell. Part of it was, okay, I'm gonna do video stuff, because now there's no money in hip hop unless you're a touring artist, because with the bootleg and the streaming sites or whatever, before streaming sites, but it was like LimeWire and you know, like all those Napsters, like you can get everything for free. And hip hop was the first one, or bootleg cassette. So it was like, that was the first thing to dry up if you weren't touring. So if I can make videos and shoot my own videos, or do music videos for my peers, okay, well, at least I can make some money doing that because they still need someone to do that. But then it's like trying to squeeze like from independent hip hop heads to get that aren't signed, and they're not going to have the budget to do it. So in the 10 years I've been doing it, I have never had the luxury to turn down any job. I've never had enough where I'm always like, what like you said, yes, I can do that. Yeah. I can do that. Even if it's just holding a camera, holding a light, taking a picture. I even did a wedding one time.
You got to get the money.
I was like, whatever, whatever it comes. And with one of my mentors, Darren Doan, who shot the Tunnel Rats video, and I worked for him as a producer and a content dude who was like my biggest mentor as far as the business and video stuff. I was able to do corporate bigger clients with him to know that I can do it, to work with a Yamaha or a group like Shinedown or Jason Mraz or, like companies to do stuff. But again, when it's not me in there doing the pitching, because again, I'm a younger brother. I'm the little homie. I've never been the leader. I've always been the number one sniper. Give me my marching orders. So when it's time for me to kind of like, I'm playing catch up to try and sell, because just like Dax would get the shows, Dax would get the tour, Dax would get whatever deal was, because I didn't know anybody to who to call to even the first step about it. Darren would get the clients and I'd shoot it and make it look dope and work on these big budget projects, but it wasn't because of me. So when it's my thing and stepping out on my own, it's like trying to play catch up of like, I can do it all. And I don't have the luxury to kind of, because that was like my music. I would be obsessed over the music because that was my catalog, my legacy, to where I was hoping I'd be able to, on an edit, it wouldn't be so personal, but old habits die hard. And in my mind, I was like, well, I'm nobody and I'm trying to build my reel to get more work. So in a sense, I do take ownership of this, and I'm going to obsess over doing, like, it should have taken me 4 days. I'm on 4 weeks now.
Come on. Yeah.
And I'm ashamed to admit it, but that's the real.
Oh, I know it.
And every single project, I get a little bit more efficient, but I'm just too slow because I'm too analytical. I'm too obsessive. Even recently getting diagnosed is maybe get on some ADHD medication to get some focus, because I'm just creatively, and I'm too like, it's hard, so it's like, that's my current chapter of continuing to learn that for the sake of my livelihood and my family. And then the fact that as much as the music, that's like had to be like 10th on the list. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like my son has a jiu-jitsu tournament. You know what I'm saying? We got to make rent. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to take him to school, pick him up. My wife works full time from home, but it's like she's at the crib. So it's like taking him to school, picking him up from school, taking him to jiu-jitsu. Like I'm the one doing all that. And that's time out of the day. Yep. To if it's creative, it's like, well, you don't have the luxury of like, when I get the vibe, like I can, like I said, you could force it if I have to, but my real, and also it sucks because the pressure now, it's been so long. So when my pushback, when Peace, who's one of my biggest mentor, my brother, like one of the top 3 people in my life that like, I'll listen to and take that tough love. And it's like, he's always like, put it out. I'm like, my only pushback with that is like, had I been so active, I could start throwing stuff out. But I'm like, it's been so long now. It's been over 10 years. The first thing back, I have to respect my fan base and people that get me to like be at least on a certain caliber. And then once I get this EP out or a few songs, when it's like on that level, then I can be a little bit more free. But now it's been so long that there's even more pressure of like, when 3000 comes out with a new record. Now, again, every feature he did, he'd murder it. But I get the pressure of like, you can, like Eddie Murphy can never come back to stand-up comedy. How does he get his bars up? How does he work stuff out? Because it's like Eddie, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does Andre, we've been waiting for a solo album, and every feature he's never missed. I mean, Black Thought's the only person to be on that caliber and deliver when he went out. But there's only one Black Thought. He's like my number one, because he's the only one that has done that. Or Royce 5'9", or people that I consider like the upper top echelon that can do it and have been having a career in order to afford themselves to do it. Where I'm like you said, I'm doing 20 different things. So I can't even put 100% other than my family, 100% of heart into that. Everything else comes second, third, 10th. And
all right, real quick,
it sucks, to be honest.
We gotta let you go because we're gonna be here another 4 hours if we don't stop you.
I know.
You're good though. We're gonna play a video, then we're gonna come back and play a game real quick with you. Letting you know, featuring Taylor Gray, Piece 586. This is the latest video you did. What did you shoot this on? Because you shot battery glass on a T5i, Canon T5i. What did you shoot this video on? Then we're gonna get T3i. Yeah, T3i.
When it came,
and then real quick, tell us real quick, and then we're gonna get in the video.
Panasonic GH5. I don't even have a GH6. I'm still in the GH5.
Okay.
Really?
Hey, that's dope though. This is letting you know. Piece 586 featuring Taylor Gray right here. Speak Life Radio. We're gonna be right back with Raphi, and then we're gonna get into the video and music reviews in just a little bit. Here we go. Speak Life Radio.
I'ma just come right in. Yeah. Without a care in the world, before I felt all this risk, to be careful with words. We can fight about the silly ish and sleep on the feeling. Next day, laugh it off like we knew the healing. When I could take it for granted, when I could love who you are, still barely can stand it. Now I see you all alone, like how can you manage? How could you not need me? When I stretch out my hands, I be staring at these photos, I don't know who I am. If the past all changes, then I show you my plans. When I dream about the times that I saw in my mind, when we always together, guess it's all on my mind. And I appreciate the ways that the Lord filled the space. You might not know it if you looking in my face. I age different, relationships can change, can't promise your age with them, can't promise you stay with it. I look at my name different, like look how the gray feel. It's Jorah in grayscale. I read from the Torah and you say that it's hate mail. You live by the pool, then you pray that you made well. It's better to stay still, like it won't kill you just to lose some control. It won't kill you just to loosen your hold. And lately I've been really just letting it go. Man, I know I went dark, I'm just letting you know. I said it won't kill you to lose some control. It won't kill you to loosen your hold, yeah. So lately I've been letting it go. I know I went dark, I'm just letting you know. Man, I know I'm supposed to make it look all pretty. To tell you that you blessed in the land of the plenty. Medicate the stress with a dance and a shout. The goal is that day you get your mansion and shout. But I don't write romance novels. It gets graphic in the panels, they get ratchet in the channels. I just package it in camo. Hope you seeing in the jungle. Now you finally see it, I'm MCing in the tunnel.
Yeah, that's a dope beat right there. You put yourself in the video too. I like that. But that is Piece 586. If you don't have it, make sure you get it. And we got it in the mail, Piece. So thank you. We got it in the mail. But man, that is so simple. But I mean, you could tell like the quality. And it's only been, what, like maybe 12 years since the battery? So, I mean, just the quality of camera and the way you shoot, like you could tell like you've improved a lot in that. So props to you. Props to, the whole project. Taylor Gray is super dope on that with all of his features, man. Really, really dope.
Fire.
And one more question. Piece has been asking what's up with the new Tunnel Rats video.
Yes.
Dax has been hitting me up too. So when we did I've loaded the footage onto the computer, and it's shot. There's enough to cut it. I just haven't started cutting it yet. But hopefully soon, or probably soon.
What do you edit on?
And I mean, probably I wasn't on it, so I was probably like slower to like, okay, well,
I mean, hey, at least you're honest.
Hey, I love
that. You're honest. What did you what do you edit on?
What do you edit on?
Premiere.
Okay. All right.
I started on iMovie and then Final Cut X. I went to school for Final Cut 7 or 4 or 7, but by that time the new interface I was used to. So then when I was started early getting so I went into Premiere for I don't even know how many years now, but it started with like torrents to then finally get an actual license and then get all the other, software suite.
Good man.
So
good
Premiere
man.
all day.
All right, bro. Real quick before we let you go, we're gonna get into this game with you, and then we're gonna let you go. Let them know where they can find you.
Social media, Shamesworthy. Google Shamesworthy, and everything will come up. I'm most active on IG, but everything from LinkedIn to X to Facebook, Shamesworthy, as in James Worthy. Big game, Shamesworthy.
And Lakers are trying to get to Vegas with this in-season tournament. They're down by 1 right now. They're up by like 10 at halftime. So they're struggling a little bit. But all right, we're going to play a game with you real quick. Everyone loves doing this. One got to go. So one got to go. We'll make them all quick. We'll all do it. We'll all go around. All right. So candy, one got to go. Kit Kat, Twix, Reese's, Snickers.
Kit Kat.
Twix.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Twix all day.
Snickers.
Ooh.
If it's almond, it would be different. If it was almond Snickers, it would maintain. But out of those 4, I'd actually pick this regular Snickers.
Yeah, I would get rid of Twix.
I'd get rid of Twix too. Oh
Okay, what'd you say?
I say Kit Kat.
You say Kit Kat?
It's gotta go.
Okay. All right. Ooh, Snickers. All right, this is going to be a
Hot
hard one. This is going to be a hard one. Music, movies, sports, or video games? PJ.
Movies.
Movies. Wow.
I like video games, sports, music.
I know you're not huge into sports, but that means 49ers.
Sport. I would say sports because movies. That's part of me. Music is part of me, and video games is like that is a staple in my life.
We got
This
Reese's.
one's easy peasy for me. You would be video games all day because I've never been a big gamer.
I'm the same. Video games could go. I still have my original Nintendo. After I broke my my Xbox after 10 times of throwing controllers and breaking them, I was done. We got Snickers, Reese's, Twix. On this one, we have video games. Yeah, most people are grown men and getting rid of video games.
Nah. I get rid of sports.
Sports, Zone 3 saying sports.
I get rid of sports.
Video games. Yeah, most people. I don't even have a video game console. Yeah, so we got a lot of grown men in this room right now. All right, next one. Marvel movies. We got Endgame, Infinity War, Civil War, or Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok. That's hard. These are all really good.
What would we get rid of?
We got to get rid of one.
Ragnarok.
Really?
Yes.
This is the good Thor movie.
I know. But here's the reason why.
I'm with you on that. Though.
Here's the reason why. Because Civil War, Avengers, or Endgame and Infinity War, we have so many characters that like a lot of the story spawn. Now, Loki is key in Ragnarok. He is key. And we wouldn't have Loki without Ragnarok, but I would get rid of Ragnarok because of all the rest of the stories that came out.
PJ.
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
All right.
Yeah.
Rafi, who you got?
Magnavox. Ragnarok, I would say. Civil War if I had to pick a second one, but yeah, Ragnarok would be the first one to go.
All right. Next, I don't know if you guys like chicken, but one got to go. KFC, Wendy's,
Chick-fil-A,
Popeyes, or Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A over Wendy's?
Wendy's. I didn't even look at the rest of the things. Chick-fil-A.
You don't like Chick-fil-A?
I don't like Chick-fil-A.
Now, I'm upset at Chick-fil-A because every time I go there, they get my order wrong or they're missing something. And I go back and I get a replacement order, right? And I go there today to get my replacement order from Thursday. And I go and I order a spicy chicken deluxe, which has like the cheese on it. I order with bacon, lettuce. It has everything on it, tomatoes. They give me like a sandwich with nothing on it, like just bread and chicken. And I'm just sitting there looking at it, but I didn't want to complain again. So I took it. But I'm going to have to say Wendy's because, their chicken nuggets are cool, but
Wendy's.
I'm not going to Wendy's for chicken.
Well, I won't go to Wendy's for chicken either, but I will choose KFC over Chick-fil-A any day.
You're not Christian. I'd choose Popeyes over all of them.
You're not Christian. You better go somewhere.
Yeah, I'm with you. Popeyes over all of them, but yeah, I say Chick-fil-A is super overrated as myself. It's not I'll take their fries and their shakes, but I think the chicken is one of the weakest points of it. So compared to Popeyes I'm not a big fan.
Where have I been that people don't like Chick-fil-A? That's crazy. Man. They never messed up my order. I think they just got something.
They mess up mine all the time. Yeah,
they got something against.
I'm usually outnumbered in that tape.
Yep,
like normally amongst my circles, I'm like they're like what? But I'm like to be honest, if you're asking, I'm straight.
I think it's good, man. My pleasure. So who do you say, PJ?
Wendy's, it gotta go.
Okay.
Why they got chicken anyway?
One got to go. Burgers, wings, pizza, or tacos. Man, I got to get rid of burgers.
Burgers. I'd get rid of burgers all day.
Wow.
That's a hard one, but pizza and tacos are staying. I mean, if you guys follow me on social media, you know what's up.
Pizza and wings are staying for me, and that's why. And clutch is the street tacos. Burgers, I can do without.
Yeah.
Dang, a hard one.
Oh man.
I mean, the tacos they have on here, that's white people tacos, but
yeah.
I'm talking about street tacos.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, because
That's a hard one.
at first I was like, yeah, burgers for sure, but then I'm like, sometimes wings can be missed. Where like it's hard to mess up a burger, even a cheap burger, you know. But
you can mess up burger more than wings, though.
burgers.
You can mess up a burger more than you can mess up wings.
You can either overcook it.
I would take over a good burger, you know, like some good wings.
Right.
I would take over good burgers. So yeah.
Now
burgers.
we have a heathen in here who put in pizza. Like,
What?
I gotta block you. I gotta block you from Facebook. I don't know how you can get rid of pizza. Wow.
Dude, pizza has all the essential food groups all together
Wings
in
is
one.
not worth the work. Hold on.
What?
The Room Upstairs podcast.
People say that. People say that all the time. I don't get it. Like,
Wings?
I like shellfish. I like crab legs. They say the same thing. Like, man, like it's so much work for this. Like, I'm like, I prefer classic
Wings are easy
over-
though. They're easy to
over
make and
nuggets
easy
anyway.
to eat.
Hey, here's a part 2 of that. When it comes to wings, drums or flats?
I mean, I need a mix.
You need a mix.
I need a mix.
I need flats all day. All day.
I love drums because they're
That's what
so
I'll take.
meaty, but I need a mix. I can't have just one. Pineapple pizza is the best. I love pineapple
Bro, I am
pizza.
so hungry now. Oh my gosh.
Just messed me up.
I am so hungry now.
All right, we have a couple more left. Oh, this one's hard. I'm going by all looks. One got to go. Man, I got to get rid of Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
She
All day.
yeah, she's too woke.
All day. All day.
Captain Marvel, you say?
All day.
PJ,
Yeah.
don't be racist.
Gotta go with D because she crazy.
D?
He said, "Don't be racist."
She crazy.
Oh, she's not crazy.
Psycho. She's like.
I mean, the psycho women are the best.
I like a woke woman. I keep
You do?
C. I keep C. She
Ah,
woke.
you keep C. Come on. I definitely keep B. Never mind.
Gotta keep it holy.
Raphi, who you got? I'm not married, guys.
Stupid.
I guess C is the safe take.
Yeah.
I almost want to say D because I don't even think I've seen any of the entire movies, but I get the criticism of
Harley
a
Quinn.
lot of the eye rolling of Captain Marvel. So
Yeah.
okay, yeah.
We have some Zone 3 said Harley Quinn.
What?
I think
Stay home.
Aaron Bryan said he's married, so he can't talk about any of these women because he's newly married. So his girl's probably watching over his back what he types. You know how that is.
I wasn't even looking at it that way though. As far as like looks, I thought it was just like
The
okay,
movie?
the character. I wasn't even looking at that.
Yeah, I was
looks-wise.
definitely looking at looks. All right, one got to go. Eminem, Kanye, Lil Wayne, or Jay-Z.
Lil Wayne.
Don't be racist.
Lil Wayne.
There's a racist answer in this one, guys.
Lil Wayne.
I'm gonna take.
I love Wayne, but he got to
Nah,
go.
I'd get rid of Lil Wayne.
I love Wayne, but he got to
All
go.
day.
His bars are just crazy though.
They are, but I just like the style of him, Kanye and Jay a
Kanye
lot
is
better.
Creative.
I listen to all them. I listen to Wayne, but not like that.
Nah, man.
Eminem's gotta go.
Eminem got to go?
Yeah.
I knew you could be the racist one on here.
Say what you want.
Wow, that's... Raphi, who you got? Who got to go?
I'm with you. Like I rock with all four of them, but if I had to pick one, I'd have to say Lil Wayne, just because I'd probably put the other three on a higher level.
100%. Man.
All right, we got two more, I believe. Real quick. So we'll go real quick. One got to go. Denzel and all of his work.
All
his
his work?
movies and everything. Denzel, Morgan Freeman,
Will
Samuel Jackson,
Smith.
Eddie, Jada's Dude, and Lawrence Fishburne.
Will Smith.
Will Smith?
Gotta go.
Got some dope music.
Yeah, you couldn't recover from that slap, huh?
No. Like,
Wait.
so here's the thing.
He got some dope movies.
Look, I just watched.
Eddie Murphy has some corny movies, even though he has classics in the 80s.
Eddie Murphy has some of the best stand-up. That's why I'm like, I'm not even thinking about Eddie Murphy
True,
as an actor. I'm
true.
thinking about Eddie Murphy as a comedian. Like, you can no. Will Smith? Nah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's gone. All his music's gone. Get Jiggy With It is gone.
Go away.
Welcome to Miami.
I'm gonna say
One of the best hip hop songs of all time.
I'm gonna say Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman.
I'm gonna keep Lawrence because we wouldn't have the
Stop.
Matrix without Lawrence. Matrix, like it was between him and Lawrence.
What?
Mace Windu. Man, this is a hard one. I gotta get rid of Eddie though, because he has some
What?
really questionable movies. I love his stand up, but
that's
there's some
crazy.
other funny people.
Oh man, dude.
And I love Eddie. I mean, this one's too hard.
But see, your argument for Will is pointing out the good stuff. Like, so the same thing. That's why I would never pick Eddie, because while I don't disagree that some of the recent movies were more too family friendly and certain contrived and formulaic, there's too much classic stuff in the stand-up world and in the early movies that I wouldn't pick him. And my first knee-jerk reaction was obviously Will. However, I might pick Lawrence. You can't pick Samuel L. Jackson because then that's like 8,000 movies that get disappeared.
that's
He's
too
on
much.
every movie for like 40 years. So probably Lawrence Fishburne, which is a tough one because
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine never seeing Boys in the Hood.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, but
come on.
I'm switching mine to
I know.
Lawrence Fishburne. Like Matrix, the first one was great. The rest were like, I got to go with Lawrence.
yeah, I take it back. Will Smith.
I'm standing on
I
Will
gotta
Smith.
go with Will.
Yeah, PJ, who'd you say?
I said Morgan.
Morgan Freeman.
His voice is, the voiceovers is dope. He's about 120, still
I'm
going.
Morgan
So
Freeman.
Seven,
cool.
the movie Seven.
Dang, that was dope. He's just.
I
Whatever, he
think
can
you
go.
forget everything he does, man. The Dark Knight
Shawshank
trilogy.
Redemption.
Shawshank's one of my top 5 movies of all time.
Oh my gosh.
Dang.
I'm Morgan Freeman.
All right, we'll pray for you, and you could change your mind later. All right, this one, you guys might cry.
Uh-oh.
One got to go.
They all gone.
It's all the tunnel rats. I was like,
All the tunnel rats. James Brown,
Oh my gosh.
Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, or Prince.
I can't
do it.
You got
choose.
to. You have to.
They're
I
all
can't
gone.
You
choose,
have
dude.
to.
oh,
I can't choose.
You got to get rid of one.
oh, wow.
I want to.
Wow.
So here's my thing.
This is difficult.
I want to say.
I feel good, but I got to get rid of James Brown because I love the other 3 too much.
But think
I love
about
James
all of the
Brown.
music that has been made from his samples.
I mean, exactly. Like there'd be a lot of hip hop music gone.
that's what I'm
listen.
saying. Like dude,
He's definitely the most sampled in hip hop out of all 4 of these.
and Prince will stay forever.
And
Prince and Michael will stay forever.
And without James, there would be no Michael
True,
and no Prince
true.
as far as the live stage show.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be the outfits and the splits and all
Yeah.
that to where it's like, oh man, that is a tough one.
Oh, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you can go.
I'm gonna go Prince. You gotta go.
What?
Oh,
man.
you had
well.
you had a
I
bad
had to.
childhood.
I had to.
You didn't have parents growing up.
Oh yeah, I had definitely had parents.
Oh, you were homeless. There's something. I don't know how you choose Prince. Your childhood was.
What
was
are you
bad.
talking about? Without the others,
Prince,
I mean,
though?
are we gonna get rid of Stevie Wonder?
I can't give her to Stevie.
See, for me, if it's like we'd never hear their music or anything from their music ever again, I would probably have to get rid of Stevie and keep James. Here's the reason why.
Get rid of the blind guy.
Because
Didn't
of
see it coming.
because of all of the music that is spawned from James. That's the reason why. But Prince, I grew up on Prince. I grew up on Michael Jackson. That's my childhood. So I can never. They can't go away. They can't.
Rafi, who you got?
Final answer.
Oh man.
I know. I saw that. Stevie. They said Stevie wrote
Oh.
Michael's music.
Oh man. Man, hot take. I had to sacrifice Michael Jackson. I know. Yeah, I know.
Oh, my heart.
I
is
know.
still.
You got
I
to give
know.
me. I need a reason. I need a.
It's
the
more
reason.
so of
That hurt my heart.
I know. It's more so
Did he touch
my
you?
personal
Stupid.
Did you
my
stay in his
personal
house?
favorite. I couldn't put the other 3 before. I was leaning towards Prince, but I'm like, number 1, Peace Will Kill Me, and then number 2, as far as I've seen him live and the musicianship
The man
and the
is
writer
amazing.
and all that, he did it all to where it's like, okay, well, he gets this. Stevie is my number 1 favorite of all time, the GOAT. and there's been more questionable, like you said, like Eddie Murphy corny movies. There's been plenty of Michael Jackson music that I didn't like as much as some of the classics and the Jackson 5. So
Okay.
I know that's a hot take.
I knew that was going to be the toughest one.
Mike Jack.
Yeah. All right, then the last one gotta go.
Man.
You only have one choice here. It's
Entanglement gotta go.
Entanglement. But man, Shames Worthy, we appreciate you getting on. We're gonna have to get you out here to Vegas, so we're gonna have to go out there and film. Get some stuff done out there. Even bring you out here to do some music, bro, and do one of our 180 lives in the studio. We might be able to pull that off.
I'm with it, man.
One more time, let everyone know where they can find you.
Google Shames Worthy, Big Game Shames Worthy, and you'll find all of my social medias. That's why I switched my name from Raphi like coffee, not Raphi like taffy, to Shames Worthy, because instant Google search ranking, it's easy to find. Shames Worthy.
A lot easier. But man, we definitely appreciate getting you on, bro. There's so much meat to what you said and so much history to where you came from, and I think that's dope. And I do think it needs to get out there more. Tunnel Rats documentary. What's going on with that?
That's the real one. With all due respect for Imade, that did the one that I kind of helped get the interviews for.
Yeah.
But she was doing it for a thesis project, so it became more about her college degree project based on notes of the professor that didn't give a crap about tunnel rats, to where it became something else. And Dax kind of bogarted to make it half about himself. So maybe I'm doing a mini doc about the Tunnel Rat reunion, including the shooting of the video, and I just haven't done the interviews with that, but I'm intending at some point to do a documentary, a short one about the reunion show that might touch upon a lot of these things.
Yeah.
But I got to find time.
Yes, sir.
And I want to put out more music before then, because it's like I got to get the itch, but I got to find time, so that's the tough part.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate it, and we will definitely get you on again, man, because there's too much that we didn't talk about yet.
Oh,
I know.
I have questions.
I'm
you're good, bro. We got a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot. I got a lot of stories. I got 30 years of archives and stuff, so it all usually happens like that. But
it's all good.
Appreciate you guys. Enough love.
All right, bro. Respect. We will be in touch.
Peace, man.
Yo, that was dope. That was Shames Worthy right here on Speak Life Radio. Let us know who you want us to get on. We have a new season coming up in 3 weeks. So we have a new season. But I'd rather have Kid and Play be the Fresh Prince and Jazz. Will gotta go. You're a little behind on the stream, but man, I don't know. Kid and Play, they weren't that funny to me. But yeah. So if you guys have artists you want to know more of, old school, even some newer artists, let us know who you want us to get on, and we'll definitely try and doing the 180 hip hop shows, in studio concerts. We're going to be live streaming those. So we have Avery Harden. We're going to do more talk show style, like maybe late night, Tonight Show type. We'll interview the artists for a little bit and then have them get up and actually do a full 3 to 5 song set and all that too. So you want us to get T-Bone on? We can get T-Bone.
That'd be a lot of history right there, dude.
Yeah, that's a lot of history.
That's
right there,
history
too.
right there.
He has a lot of different styles. Like whoever was popular at the time, that's who he sounded like. So I actually want to ask that question.
Yeah.
Because there's artists that do that now, but back then we didn't like it at all. But now artists always do that.
Oh man.
But with him,
that wouldn't be the questions that I'm asking. Those aren't the
that's
questions
definitely
I'm
one of
asking.
the questions.
No.
But yeah, listen, we have a lot of music submissions. I don't know. Can you guys? You got any time?
I can hang out for a bit. Yeah.
So we might do like 30 minutes worth of music submissions, and then we're gonna have to get out of here because I know that interview was long. And last time we had like 2 submissions, so we didn't even do it. This time we have a whole bunch. So we probably will only play portions of everything. So maybe a minute and a half of everything, and then do our submissions. So Daddy Yankee is a Christian now, I guess. So he made a proclamation yesterday at a concert. So I know a lot of people are talking about that.
I love that so many people.
It's dope.
So many people
dope.
are giving their lives to God. Like the
And hopefully it's real, and hopefully it's not just media,
right.
ploys, because we've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Where people are doing things to help to sell more records. We've seen a lot of people do Christian and gospel albums because they're trying to tap into a whole other genre of people that haven't bought their music yet.
Yep.
But I mean, he proclaimed the name of Christ on stage in front of everybody. So
that's
yeah.
biblical. That is,
Yeah.
like you can't confess it unless
Yep.
that's Bible. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. All right, we're going to get into some submissions, and I'm going to dig into there. Just give us a little quick recap on how you feel about that interview.
How I feel about the interview? About the one we just had?
That's what we talked about.
Listen, I feel like the history is because he's from my time. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up on the TRs, and like he's like, the whole idea of like doing stuff in the early 90s and stuff. That was the time when I was doing music. So that struck a chord with me. I really, really hope, because there was a lot of meat in there. I really hope a lot of newer artists can pick up on it. And we always say it, and appreciate the work put in.
Yeah, I just feel like he just had a wealth of knowledge.
Oh,
like you're asking an encyclopedia to, hey, how do you feel about this? And he has all of this knowledge. The thing that I, when you guys have him on next time or whatever, I just want to ask him like, how was his process?
My bad. It was hard for any of us to get questions in.
Yeah, I want to see, because he's seen everything evolve. You mean, you're talking from the 90s till now. Like, how do you feel about music now? And then back when you were doing it, when they were thinking out junk was evil. Oh, he's rapping as evil. You can't rap for Jesus.
Yeah.
First thing I heard was
tough,
Grape
right?
Tree and stuff like in these guys. So, you know what I mean? I think it's dope that he's still doing something. It seems like they all have their hands in some form of music. Now he's behind the camera. So,
and that's
but he still has that hunger and desire to still do music. And I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of artists deal with ageism to where they think they're at a certain age, so they can't rap anymore. They shouldn't be trying to rap anymore. I would say you shouldn't rap at a certain age if you're trying to conform to the style of today. If you're trying to sound like a young dude or dress like a young dude or whatever, you're going to look a little fake. But I think if you stay true to who you are and your art, like, who cares? Make music for yourself. Quit trying to make art, music, anything for other people. People didn't do that back in the day. Like, artists didn't do that. Nope. That's why you see so many famous painters, like, they weren't famous until after they died. Mm-hmm. But they weren't making it for... They didn't understand it. The people in that generation at the time didn't understand their art. Even going to the Andre 3000 thing, some people say he was trolling. Some people just say he was making what he wanted to make. He was probably high on a lot of stuff. And he made this, but it was for him. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. So quit trying to... All artists, like, it makes me not like music because everyone's just trying to make the hit. And there's a small percentage of people that make it in music. So you guys are struggling so hard to try to sound like the popular artists, and you most likely are not going to make it in that sense. So you have to make it as far as being creative for yourself, because you have to go back and listen to your music 5 and 10 years later. Yep. And your fan base is going to follow along and appreciate what you did. And like talking, and you've done a very good job of letting them know that, listen, man, you helped me get through this life with your music, not conforming to try to sound like the popular person at the time, but making music for yourself and making the art that God is telling you to create.
Yep.
Too many people are being creative to try to
be creative,
make reels, make something quick, make something that everyone's going to like and laugh at or whatever. But if you don't even like doing it, there's a lot of people doing stuff they don't like doing because they're trying to conform to what everyone likes. They all want to be liked. You know what I'm saying?
They look uncomfortable doing it.
Exactly.
You know, one of the things that I hate whenever I'm on Instagram, one of the biggest things that I hate is when it says something like, this is trending. And I just swipe past it because I'm like, so that means that for the next 15 reels that I see, I'm going to hear the same audio or I'm going to see the same thing. Like it's that bothers me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hate trending. I hate like the challenges and all that stuff, because Everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing it. It's just you.
Yeah, that's true. I was looking at something interesting. Rick Rubin was talking. He was like, just make music for yourself. Don't make music for the people.
Yeah, the artist.
He was like,
the audience is last.
Be yourself. The audience is last. And then another
and
thing.
Rick Rubin, he's a genius in the music game. There'd be a lot of artists not around if it wasn't for him and staying true to what he wanted to do and how he wanted to do things with Def Jam and a lot of artists. I mean, that's
a staple.
Yeah,
man. I don't know.
Ricky Smalls, no need to make it. If our music doesn't help or heal or glorify God, we failed.
That's
Jericho preach.
Truth.
Yeah.
Bro, everybody hears me say it all the time, especially when we talk to these. Like, I don't put my business out there a lot. But like I said, Quan has known me for over 23 years. Quan has known me. And he's actually seen me go off the rails. Like, he was around when I was not living a sanctified life, when I was not following God. And Quan still was like, I still love you, bro. Come through. Like, at least I know when you come through, you're in a safe place. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of the music, I'm just like, I can't even try to write something that's not godly because I feel
and it's not true to yourself either,
it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it won't feel right to your spirit. It's like it's a war against it.
And that's the beauty of the Holy Spirit. Like,
and you can write about God, but if you're trying to sound like Lecrae, if you're trying to sound like No Big Deal, if you're trying to sound like your favorite artist, that's still not authentic. God's not calling us to be copycats. He's not.
Yeah.
Like, make something you like.
The only thing we should be copying.
Even if we say like we don't like it, like who cares?
Yeah.
You gotta make what you like.
You gotta keep pushing it too.
Unless it's really whack, then.
Oh, shoot.
All right, we're gonna get into the first whack artist of the night.
Oh my God.
I got my man Aaron Bryan with "Fallen," the official music video. It came out 3 days ago. So this is Aaron Bryan, "Fallen," right here, Speak Life Radio, live music and video review. We're giving out $10 to the best video tonight.
Best video.
I thought it was just music. I didn't know it was videos. Okay.
It's more videos than music. I'm trying to cut out music. Should have mic'd yourself up closer.
Okay.
He edited the video himself. And who shot it and what'd you shoot it on?
All right. All right.
All right, Jodeci. Bro, make your bed, though.
I know I'm made in the image of you. The creation stays brand new. Deliver my soul and death and keep falling.
Sony A64. The wife filmed it, right?
Deliver my soul and death and keep falling. That I may walk in your life. We are falling sometimes, and then I can't hold it.
All right.
It's mine. I can't fall no more. No, I can't fall no more. We are falling sometimes, and then I can't hold it. It's mine. I can't fall no more. No, I can't fall no more. We are falling sometimes, and then I can't hold it. It's mine. I can't fall no more. No, I can't fall no more. Now I'm chosen, what a field of life. Sanctify my sins are untold. Being made in the image of you, my good Father. Probably wasn't my own. I get to pay me, kind of stay me, purified. Now I'm walking all in your steps, alright. Don't linger in the dark, cause it made in the light. Don't linger in the dark no more. Deliver my
All right, that's Aaron Bryan. with Fallen right here, Speak Life Radio live music and video review. He made or edited the video himself. The wife shot it on a Sony a6400. We have 2 of those in here. So I love those cameras. What lens did you use? It looked really good, man. I mean, it shocked me how it sounded. I would have mic'd you up. You should have mic'd yourself up in the beginning part. Even just a boom mic, or I don't know if you have, get a lapel, do something so that doesn't sound like it was filmed on a cell phone through the or through the A6400 on the body mic, because those always sound bad. G lens, what size? But overall, I mean, the song itself was dope. Like, it sounded really good. Definitely a 90s R&B feel, which we don't get a lot of these days. I like the part where you're performing. It was random, being like talking on the phone at the table, being on the bed. Like, those looked very just film and then cut them in. The rest looked a little more cinematic, but the performance shots were dope. The other parts I probably would have just kept out and just did more performance shots, because the other ones were, it was a little random if it didn't have a storyline really going to it that we could see clearly. But other than that, I do like the song a lot. And the editing was done really well, other than, what I said. Joseph.
The song was dope. My mans can sing really well, so I really like the music part. As far as the video goes, so I know you said it was your first time filming. A6400 is amazing. I film with that and a ZV-E10. So couple of things that I would say: the lighting, anything that's not in that, like how you had the performance ones where the light was coming down from the top, that was a good shot with the black background. Yep. Everything else, if you're going to use those, what I would suggest is don't just put like the black and white filter on it. Actually put a black and white, like edit the LUTs, like make it, give the black and white some grain, give it some depth, because it's like taking a picture and turning it black and white, or editing the picture in black and white. There's a big difference. And then, cause like when you were in the mirror scene, you were blown out because it was just black and white. And I know, again, you said it's your first time doing it, so these are just tips that I'm throwing out there for you to help. And then definitely invest in a gimbal.
Yeah.
I'm not a professional far as like media goes, but just looking at it, and that's his first time, I thought that was pretty
looked
dope.
Great.
It looked
good.
dope.
Don't hear me
like
wrong.
The black and white, everything was
definitely
crisp.
good.
Now the music
Fire.
was fire.
Fire.
It was fire. Gave me that type of Jodeci feel, but with like that new feel to it. It was pretty dope. Only thing I would say is like the over dramatic, some of the moves,
The
but
acting,
that comes over time. You know what I mean? But
performing.
You talking about his moves, like his 90s R&B spins and stuff like that?
The performing, yeah.
Yeah, just little things that he could perfect. But that's gonna come over. If that's the first one, imagine.
Yeah, he did great.
Imagine the next ones.
Yeah.
And I say it all the time. Like, you can get away with a lot doing black and white. Black and white will always look cool. So if you don't know exactly what to do or how to color correct or anything like that, doing black. And I wanted to talk to Raphi way more and get more in depth on the video. So we have to have another where we just talk about video stuff. But it's dope. When you do black and white, you can get away with a lot,
Yes.
I would have maybe put the action shots in color and did the performance shots black and white. Like, do something where you change those up a little bit. But other than that, man, I thought it was really good. Journalist is in the building, man. You missed the dope interviews, so make sure you check it out. If you guys didn't check out the interview that we had with Shames Worthy, make sure you check it out. And if you are not subscribed, because we have a lot more submissions than people actually watching, first of all. So if you submitted and you're in the live, we're getting to those songs first. So let us know if you submitted. Let us know in the comments if you submitted. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I promise you, I've been studying YouTube. We've been doing a lot. I have a lot in store for 2024 with YouTube. So when we're gone, I promise you I'm doing stuff behind the scenes because I'm trying to make everything better. We even got a video we're going to be shooting with I Am Light. I'm hitting up, who did I say? Q. Yeah, I'm hitting up Q to try to do some just simple stuff. But we've talked about it. I mean, we said if we're going to keep critiquing everyone's videos and how they make them. Like, we're going to make some ourselves and hopefully, wait, first of all, I just hit myself in the mic. Do you guys like the new mic arms?
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to say anything because I got in late, but I like them. I think they're good.
Yeah.
They're not like in people's faces
I love
anymore.
it. It's perfect.
So,
it's just like perfect.
but yeah, so we're going to start making some videos and we'll let you guys critique, our videos too, So we're not pros at this. We're pros at watching videos. We're not pros at editing and doing all that. So, all right. You canceled pizza though, so I'm not sure if we're playing your video. Connor Ray submitted. Remember that's how he pops what's up. Zone 3 submitted. Cool. So we'll definitely get to those. The next one we have is Jericho. It's just an MP3. It's called Pow Pow Pow. He already told us in the comments we weren't going to like it.
I don't know.
But
Jericho's pretty dope.
We might. I always like him because he's creative and different. I mean, that's something that always.
If you come on my property, you bound to get shot. Got no problem with the law, but we ain't calling no cops. If you try pulling up, you know that ain't going down. Last thing that you'll hear is my.
Wow. He's shooting people.
Don't play the lotto, but my number's still here. My 22 and 45 got 8 in the clip. There's a rash on my trigger, and it's starting to.
Who was it that made that song that was controversial? The country song, Jason Aldean, I think. A few months ago, it was very controversial because it was kind of like this.
You bound to get shot. Got no problem with the law, but we ain't calling no cops. If you try pulling up, you know that ain't going down. Last thing that you'll hear is my.
What do you think of the mix? Listen to the panning.
The mix is cool.
The panning is amazing.
With the guitars.
Whoa.
Well, it stopped anyways. All right, Joseph, I'm gonna let you go first on this.
So we can open up a whole can of worms on this. I agree 100% with every lyric, all of the lyrics. I am there. I'm with you. Come on my property. You're catching a hole. You're catching a hot one. So I agree with it. Completely different. You're like, oh, you guys are going to hate it. I like it. I think it's dope. I like the idea behind it. I really like the way it was mixed. Who mixed it? That's what I want to know.
Yeah. I'm not sure if he's still in the chat. Jericho, if you are, let us know. Avery, that is racist, I think. I think rednecks is a racist term. I'm not sure. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely that, I think it was Jason Aldean who made a song kind of like that, and it was very controversial, and everyone's going crazy trying to cancel him. But, I mean, it's the truth, bro. Like, we haven't had to do anything here necessarily that bad, but I've definitely had to do some stuff. Like,
think about everything that happened.
It's your property. Like, it's not the fact that, we're not saying we're going out there looking for that. I'm not just trying to go out there and shoot somebody or hit someone with my baseball bat, but don't intrude.
So I will get 100% political for a quick second. I know it's a can of worms, but I am in favor of
Trump.
I'm in favor of bearing arms. I'm in favor of it. I'm in favor of protecting family.
Yeah, me too.
I might get canceled because of that, because some people are like, oh, get rid of the guns. The guns are the problem. I am in favor of it.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the song. I agree with it. That's it.
Yep. All right.
Well,
PJ.
it just sounds like a soundtrack for gun rights.
Hey.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a touchy subject. Some people are for it, some people aren't. I'm not going to tell you either way if I am or if I got one. If you walk in here, you might find out. And you don't want to.
Basically, Quan saying it's going to be a surprise.
Yeah,
you don't got to find out.
If you come on his property, you're going to find a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, dog. Dang, was it for me? All right. Next song we got is Prophet Josiah with Reap What You Sow.
All right.
I'm not sure if he's in the chat or not, but I know he always goes back to the replay and makes reels of us. So thank you for the reel. I'm on his page right now in the future, playing his song, and hopefully
In the future.
Available December 8th. This whole song or album is a new album coming out, featuring Eshawn Burgundy and To Be or Not To Be. That is the question. Here we go.
Wah, wah.
Be careful, cause you reap just what you sown. Don't matter if you're young or if you're old. This life, things come back to bite ya. Never know when they'll find ya. Be careful, cause you reap just what you sown.
These facts undeniable, clearly recognizable. Sin is non-viable, not advisable. God's not a liar, yo. But you wanna test? He's not impressed by your weaknesses. Your vest not bulletproof. I deduce that you're not as astute as you claim. Find you amusing when you don't use your brain. I sustain by the grace of the Most High.
A lot of bullets
Almighty,
tonight.
Creator of the universe, you be giving credit to where it's not even due. In effect, a fool can't respect your view, but there is one thing that I gotta tell you. Listen.
Be careful, cause you reap just what you sown. Don't matter if you're young or if you're old. This life, things come back to bite ya. Never know when they'll find ya. Be careful, cause you reap just what you sown.
Do to others as you would have them do unto you.
Eshawn.
Reaping what you sow at that point would be beautiful. And today's climate is something that's unusual, and though unusual.
All right, we're not going to play Eshawn's because we don't want to hurt people's feelings by him out rapping you on your own track. But, all right, PJ, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
Hey, Eshawn's verse was fire.
It was about to
I didn't
be
get to hear
dope.
the
It was
whole
about to be
thing,
dope.
But yeah, I've been an Eshawn fan for
Eshawn's
since
sick.
the mixtapes.
Eshawn's sick.
He's sick. I think it was pretty cool. I could hear the highs in there a lot though. The highs were like really high. You know, I could tell they probably mixed it themselves, but I would take some of those highs out. But for the most part, song's cool.
All right.
I feel the same way. And also there was a couple of times on the runs when, like, I feel like it didn't go flat, but it felt like if it was mixed better, it would have sounded better. Tell me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The vocals was there. It just needed to.
And
I didn't hate the mix. Like it was.
No, the mix was good.
Yeah,
There was
you
just
can
a
listen
few,
to it. Yeah, there was a couple little
nitpickies. That's all. It's just me being nitpicky. And then now this is me definitely being nitpicky. I'm not sure on the was the album artwork, was that AI generated? Because it looked like it was AI generated. And if it was, like, I'm just saying this now as a precursor for moving forward till eternity. I do not like AI generated artwork, pictures, anything.
You
I
better
don't
get used to it, bro.
I know.
Yep.
I know.
I'm the same way,
I know.
but you got to get used to it because no one wants to pay for anything anymore. Everyone's doing AI generated reels. I mean, everything's
editing, all kind of stuff I'm seeing now.
Have you seen the video editing where like it?
There's no thought. There's no like.
And that's the thing. It's going to all be very cookie cutter. I don't know. It's taking art away, and it's. I mean, we watch the movies about AI. They're going to kill us all. So enjoy while it lasts. All right, next video, and I do like this song. I think it's a dope song. I definitely want to hear the whole thing. I think it was a good mix of like it was almost gospel R&B on the hook, and then very like Prophet Josiah is dope. So
he's dope no matter what, man.
Yeah. So this is Benny Beretta and Beautiful Monsters. His name used to be Barkitect. Sound like a dog though.
Is it now Benny Beretta?
Benny Beretta?
Wow.
I don't know. So here it is with Lost Souls. It's a music video right here. Speak Live Radio.
If it's Beautiful
Deadly
Monsters,
port
it's already
explosion
gonna be
in
dope.
Beirut.
We begin with that new case, the first human-to-human case of the coronavirus. It comes as the World Health Organization tonight has now declared a global health emergency.
They got new COVID they're trying to push on us too. I'm not.
Devastating fires in Australia. George Floyd could not breathe after an officer knelt on his neck.
We know we living a lie, we living like we won't die. My people, they doing time, but they no longer alive. Still digging up our own grave, lost souls and we so free. Lord, have mercy on me, yeah. Now we living a lie, we living like we won't die. My people, they doing time, but they no longer alive. Still digging up our own grave, lost souls and we so free. Lord, have mercy on me, yeah. And that's the truth, man. Try to suppress it because it goes against what you claim. Ain't no escaping it, but that's what you think. Highway to hell, we pay the speed limit with a full tank. Nah. Hey, but lately feeling pretty gangster place that I can't go. Can't fret after that, just imagine having the gig.
They got dope lighting, so make sure you guys like analyze that.
Can't try to fight it, no, I and I'm gonna lay low. Fight to the beat of a breakable flow with it, try to compete with the best, better go with it, ride with the heat to the vest, cause the cold with it, grinding for weeks, percent, it was no dip it on. Hit it with a little bit of really gotta get it, give it with it, with a spit it, when I read it, with a flow. The weapon so bad, with the pit it don't bad, with the difference so bad, he gon' get it on my soul. Whoa, on my soul, all I know is I keep on feeling you. What I do, what they want, yeah, we gon' tell the truth. They don't understand what we be going through. People dying, evil rising, all we need is now we living the life, we living like we won't die. My people, they doing time, but they no longer alive. Still digging up our own grave, lost souls and we so afraid. Lord, have your mercy on me, yeah. Now we living the life, we living like we won't die. My people,
I want to hear Kukui.
I don't know if they're rapping. You're like, don't stop it yet. Yeah, it don't look like anyone else is rapping. Oh.
Oh yeah, that dude dope.
I'ma get it, I'm a sick dude, but I feel rude with a loose screw. Better go through all the bad stew mixed up in a bad too. Heart full of goo with a full moon, fangs out, don't boo hoo. We pull through, ain't no rest. Oh Lord, heal me, free me from wrong. I'm sick of it living like I gotta be a big dude. Don't disrespect, but really ain't nobody care what you do. But say when we got people, that's what ain't no flex. I'm nobody's enemy, just don't get next to me. I am not perfect, but I know bad energy. I bust for everyone, even those hating me. We in revelations now, so we ready, G. I pray for that moment, no blood in my hand, no sick thought. When I go off, I'm a pit bull, won't go blue. Revive me, yo, I'm sinking too. I failed my goons, but I get back up. Blessed life with a double cup. I'm screwed up, but I lean on God. Ain't no purple stuff, only holy blood.
Just go home.
I'm not a huge fan of too many like news clips, but the song is dope. I like the video. Like, it looks very dope, like the quality of how they shot their parts. But I would like to see them in more scenes. Like, they had one scene, which obviously, like, they probably just had to shoot the video quick and then put a whole bunch of clips. I'm not a huge fan of news clips videos because it takes no time at all to do that, and I think too many people do it. But the song itself is really dope, and like I said, like the lighting, the parts of their video like looked really dope. Obviously, they have a good camera and all that, but other than that, I would like to see more scenes of them instead of more news clippings, because that's kind of like, okay, let's make a video real quick for the song we got and just put it together, which is fine. Like, you don't have to spend 5 days on a set, but I would have liked to see more in different scenes. Maybe, I think they were all together the whole time. Maybe two people disappear and it's only one, then they come back. Like, something a little more creative on that end. Because I've just seen too many like news story videos, like what's going on in the world, which is cool, but I would have liked to see more. But over, like, the song is dope, so I would give the song itself, we haven't been rating, I would give the song itself a 4.5, but overall 3.5 because I wasn't in love with the video.
Well, I mean, so I was thinking about this the other day. I'm giving everybody like top scores because of something that came to me in my spirit a while back.
You're giving everyone top scores?
No. Not in that sense of like, so the video was dope. Like you said, take notes on the lights.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, the lighting was crazy.
The lighting was good. I like the idea. However, one of the things that really bothers me when I see the light behind you and the smoke in the background, like, you got to have the light hidden behind the body at all times. So that you have, like, it's like a hair light technically behind you. So like when he's moving, the only part that where the light worked is when he was like this, and you can see the light coming through the praying hands.
Seeing the outline and all that.
Yeah. The track is dope. Yeah. So, I mean, as far as the track goes, I'm definitely giving that, what was it? It was out of 5, right?
Yeah.
I'll give the track a 4.
Well, you will be the lighting guy for these videos.
Oh, I'll give the track.
Because I'm not great at lighting yet.
Well, I mean, I'm not a professional either, like in that sense, but like.
But I think you see things more than me with lighting. Yeah. I've been watching a lot more YouTube videos on lighting and stuff like that. But
and I'm with you. I'm with Quan. The pacing the news clips, I get the shock factor and how it's showing what the content is. But you have such a talent behind that camera. Like, I want to see more from that talent.
Yep.
Yeah. I felt like in that video he was just trying to tell a story.
Mhm.
You know, I'm just looking from a guy who doesn't know media. Again, I'm gonna make
No,
that
bro, you
clear.
don't have to explain that. You're an artist.
So,
You're going from your lens.
I'm like, okay, he's telling the story. They're rapping about it. So it's like a messenger's point of view, and then he's letting the clips roll. Now I'm gonna get to the music side. The music side, I liked it.
Fire.
I like how you can hear what he was saying. And then when those other guys came on, I've heard them before. I forgot their names. Apologize, but
Beautiful Monsters.
Man, fire.
No, dude, 100%. You know, and at first I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna like Beretta's voice. And then it grew on me. I was like, okay, so now when he started going in, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. I just gotta show something real quick. This dude is so weird, bro. I can't. His name's MMA Joey. I'm highlighting his thing right now. He made a video about me, calling me all kinds of names and everything.
What?
But Jamal Hill's brutal assault. He's always tagging Jamal Hill, former UFC light heavyweight champion, in his videos to get clicks, and he says he's not. But he's one of those people behind the keyboard, behind the screen that talks so much mess. And he's a overweight, probably needs Jesus, eats way too much, dude. And he's always like, he's just doing weird stuff. Brutal assault, bro, shut up. I know the whole story, so shut up.
What are we talking about?
Shut up.
Like, which one?
Jamal Hill got arrested, but it's not a big deal.
Oh,
but anyways, that dude, MMA Joey, I mean, he's a weirdo. He just popped up on my things because I watched a couple of his videos when he was trying to talk junk about me. I was just scrolling
I didn't
through
even know
YouTube.
that.
Yeah.
Dang, Quan, I didn't know you had haters in these streets.
I got haters.
Dude, Quan's
But,
been, but like,
it's-
you already know
listen,
whenever I
bro.
find out, bro.
I know. I mean,
You
listen,
know how it
he's a
is.
YouTuber, so I'm really not tripping at all.
Because that's content for him.
Yeah, that's content for him.
Yeah, especially
But
if
he
you
was,
blast that.
going off saying we were threatening him. It's like, dog, Jamal Hill sent me. He doesn't need to send me, bro. First of all, a UFC fighter's not sending me to do anything. He doesn't need to send me to do anything. But I mean, I appreciate you stalking my Instagram and checking me out and all that stuff and posting pictures about me, saying you're calling me out.
Dope.
Yeah, don't be weird, bro. Don't be weird. These MMA people on YouTube and the YouTube or the MMA fans are just some weird people that will say stuff behind the screen that you would never say to a dude's face at all. Even me, I'm not a fighter. I don't fight at all, but I would knock you out.
Oh my God.
Talking crazy. Anyways, whatever you do, don't follow MMA Joey. Lendor in the chat right now. Let me know Lendor's in the chat. We'll play that. Shy Moye, I don't know if he's here, but he was here. So we are going to play Shy Moye right now. The song is, what song? He'll Be Here.
That's dope.
Okay.
And this is Spotify, so here we go.
Do you even know what it's like when you ain't had enough? Look your family in their eyes when you ain't had enough. I ain't never voiced it out, but boy, I had it rough. Ain't too many of them know it, but boy, I had to bluff. Almost lost my daughter when she picked up rocks. She was only 2 and she didn't know if they was good or not. Living next door to the plug, you don't know what you find. Demons try to get me, gang up on me, take me from my mind. Couldn't take my life and now I'm on my grind. Lost another person, put some pain on me. Had my pockets in the gym and put some gain on me. And it used to be a time I had no change on me. Now I'm in this world, I got some change on me. He'll be by your side, still holding on. And even when you make wrong decisions, another life you've been living, it ain't clear. He'll still be here. Look, family on the floor when they let them shots sound off. Fought so many rounds, God say you can take this round off. Looking all around, senses hiding like a hound dog. Pressure off my body like I dropped some pounds off. Realest one up in the game, I hope that don't be my downfall. Found a few brothers, man, I'm glad that I done found y'all. Watch for who you letting get so close and be around y'all. Gotta see my kids go, I'm trying to be around y'all. Made another one, I'm Khaled. It's hidden in my heart, I can't go out without it. Hear them talk a lot of talk, but they don't be about it. Hear them talk a lot of talk, but they don't be about it. Be about it. Even when you're out here all alone, he'll be by your side, still holding on. And even when you make wrong decisions, another life you've been living, it ain't clear. He'll still be here. Even when you're out here all alone, he'll be by your side, still holding on. And even when you make wrong decisions, another life you've been living, it ain't clear. He'll still be here.
Yo, I know Avery said the hook threw it off to him, but I like the hook. I thought that whole song was sick. Shy Moye is the type, like every time he submits something, I wanna he's one of those artists I want to grab that song and automatically put into my playlist. He's not one of those people who are like, oh, I like the song, like it's dope. He's one of those people like, yo, I'm a fan, and I'm not a fan like that a lot. Just everything he does, like his voice sounds dope, his cadence is always dope, he's always flipping things up, his hooks are always dope, the beat's dope, his content is dope. I'm giving this a 4.9 because I like the whole song a lot, man. So I don't know how you guys feel, but I'm giving that a 4.9 because that's the song I'm gonna play again in the car.
That's high regards right there.
Yeah.
4.9 from Quan. You know how hard that is?
That's very hard.
Yeah.
That's very hard. Lakers win, by the way. They're coming to Vegas
Let's go,
for the
Lake
in-season
Show.
tournament.
Let's go, Lake Show.
Phoenix Suns can't hang. I mean, we've beat them every time we played them so far. Anyway, show safe.
I feel like I could hear some of the filter in the hook, and that's what threw me off on the hook. The hook was dope. The content all the way around was dope. The verses, bro, give us more of that. Give us more of that. I'm definitely giving that a 4.5. Give us more of that.
Yeah.
Man, I'm gonna have to say that was dope. The mixing was dope, and it sounds like it was mastered. You know, you can hear everything. The sound was on point. His verses was cold. So I'm gonna have to give that a 5. I'm gonna have to give out a 5 on that
that's
one.
worthy.
That was dope. I'm adding that to my playlist.
A 5.
A 5. Shamuya.
I think I've only given it.
Shamuye.
I think
my bad. Shamuye.
Shamuya. He sound like a kung fu flick.
Yeah, I'm definitely giving that a 5. He's dope. Shamuya.
You're being racist all night. What were you about to say?
I was gonna say, like, it's very few. I think out of the whole stretch, I think I'm maybe giving out a handful of maybe like 5 or 6 5s.
Yeah, I'm probably the same way. Maybe 3. I'm not sure. I mean, I've given out, but all right. Next song, our man Zone 3. I told him to come to the studio, but I told him like an hour before the show. But this is called, what's it called? Run Fast. By Zone 3. I hope you're not whispering in the beginning.
Do you not know that
featuring
in a
Beautiful
race,
Monsters
all the runners
also.
Run, but only one receives the prize.
The Beautiful Monster
So run that you make it painted.
takeover show.
Dax Hammer, this beat hits hard. No weak bars, spit fire, breathe hard on the mic. Cause he bleed out of his arteries, he's 3 parts of a guy. I bite the bumps off a beat stars, don't mean I'm weak or out of line. Just know that I'm spitting truth to it, praising he that had died. On the cross for our sins, no, we gotta die to our flesh daily. You could arrest me or put me in a house where people go and they crazy. Am I really the only one that thinks that facility food is tasty? Doesn't matter, we eating manna from heaven when he comes up and takes me. In a
More
race
of
like Paul said in
this.
Corinthians, making haste for the 18. Staying prey to the Savior, started off sipping milk like a baby. Now I'm full grown like a lion in the wild, eating meat that can't tame me. You can lock me up, but in the name of Jesus, no cage can contain me. Preaching out to the atheists, switching the cadence and come with the radiant flow. It's the city is simple, the devil won't win. Yeah, he's talking real loud, put the radio low. Afraid he won't go, but I'm pleading the blood and I'm making him run like an 80-year-old. Now we make him sprint fast in a splint cast, got us making him show. Run fast, we run fast, shoot the gospel out like a gun blast. In a race to the finish line, keep the pace till he comes back. On the narrow path, never gonna backtrack. Stay true to the word, praising God, never gonna fall back. Run fast, we run fast, shoot the gospel out like a gun blast. In a race to the finish line, keep the pace till he comes back. On the narrow path, never gonna backtrack. Stay true to the word, praising God, never gonna fall back.
It's for you, they want me explain. This isn't my time to retire. My gaze, I'm a scientist, that I'm a writer. I'm trying to reach out to the one who is mighty. Down to the wire, these rumors be singing like choirs. I enter sitting on hopeless as revelation approaches. I hope I don't fold a coldest. Trying to stay wise and focused. Survive when my life was lowest. Don't care if nobody noticed. Redemption got me like Moses. Focus. All of us say is free, so what's the way? Cause the dark of the world got us living astray. We looking for some, but the aliens up in the sky got us tripping. No case they play. Regardless, I stand up and fight, cause I know that Jehovah's God it will send us away. It's only a matter of time before Lucifer falls. To Jesus, the Almighty King.
Run fast, we run fast. Shoot the gospel out like a gun blast. In a race to the finish line. Keep the pace till he comes back.
On the narrow path, never gonna backtrack.
Stay true to the word, praising God, never gonna fall back. Run fast, we run fast. Shoot the gospel out like a gun blast. In a race to the finish line. Keep the pace till he comes back.
On the narrow path, never gonna backtrack.
Stay true to the word, praising God, never gonna fall back.
Wow, that was
Hey, this is one of the better submissions we've had, like back to back.
I mean, all the songs. Yeah,
all the songs been pretty dope. Yeah.
Man, I mean, listen. First of all, they make dope productions, so I think like you got to be a bad rapper to not like kill those beats because their beats are too dope for you to like come soft on. Pause. I like it a lot, man. Like the feature on there is one of the Beautiful Monsters. Kukui backed me up on the hook.
Kukui is dope no matter what, dude. His voice is amazing.
And just everything they do, man. I haven't heard anything from Beautiful Monsters like featuring or people on their beats that's been bad because I think they help produce the songs too. You could tell it's not like they're not going to let you put some whack rhymes on their beats. I really think they're very picky of who they give beats to. But man, I like it a lot. I'm giving it a 4.5 because it wasn't a video, even though Shai wasn't the video either. But no, I'm gonna give it a 4.8. It's gonna be right up there. It's right below a 5 to me, but it's not quite a 5. But that's tough, man. That's a tough track right there. I want to see you perform that live, though. Can you perform that live?
Yeah, man, that would be dope.
That's a hard one to perform.
You're gonna have to take a deep breath. I'm pretty sure.
Did it sound punchy?
The way no,
it didn't.
No, it wasn't punchy
I'm
at
just
all.
saying, like,
I feel like they can do it.
Like running around on stage. Is
a totally
you
probably
got to
stand still for that verse. You know, but
that's a Dax Hammer beat. Okay.
Yeah, Dax Hammer. Shouts out to Dax Hammer too.
Oh, is it me? Is you? That's not my face on the screen.
Oh, shoot! I wasn't paying attention. I was so caught up in, digesting all of that. Man, Zone is dope to me. Bro. That was the first time I met him here, but then when I heard him on his new album,
I forgot that last time you guys were all here.
Dude,
you were here that night with Zone
and when he raps fast. But what I like about somebody who chops up is you can hear the words. That's what's especially for us preaching about Christ. Like you want to be able to hear what he's saying. So I think that's dope. And to throw the Beautiful Monsters on there, I'm gonna go look them up now. But
bro, they're fire.
They're fire, dude. That track's easily. If Quan's giving a 4.5, you know what I'm gonna do.
You giving it a 5?
Giving it a 5?
I got 5 on it. That's it.
Hey, Zone, dude 8, man. Like, so I really liked that the beginning part of your verse where you were just kind of like talking, then you'd stop. Like if you're like, hey, I want to tell you guys something, but you got to listen. You really need to hear what I have to like, dude, that style, more of that, bro. Yeah. More of that. It worked. And you sounded like it, like not aggressive in a bad way. Like the MCing sounded aggressive. And that's what I liked about it. It was dope. I like the hook. I'm a fan of hooks that make me do this. Like I love it. I'm right there with Quan. I'm right there. I think I'll give it a 4.8. Dope 100%. And Beautiful Monsters, man, like those guys, dude, they're eating too, man. Like that's 2 tracks back to back, man. We're not back to back, but 2 tracks on the show where I'm just like, dude, these guys they're hungry. Dope.
Man. All right. If you submitted, if you're in the chat, please let us know ASAP because we're only going to do a couple more tracks. So we want to get to people that are actually in the chat right now. So if you're in there, please let us know. If not, we're going to get to these songs next week. Listen, man, we had so many. PJ, you got to let me know you're here. You could just tell me.
You can just be like, hey, it's me. I'm right here.
I thought it was just music, so I submitted back, and then I was like, okay, video. Well, Supernova.
This guy.
Oh, you got a video?
Yeah, I got a couple videos.
Let's see.
All right, so we're gonna play
close
I Am
out.
Light's song right now. Hold on, I'm looking at it. Yeah, so if you submitted, let us know now because we got literally 10 more minutes left of the show. We went way over time today. I'm trying to keep these shows to 2 hours, and somehow 3 hours comes by quick. But all right, this is Supernova DJ Nail Mix.
Yeah,
featuring I Am Light.
Yeah, well, they made the beats and everything, and I just rapped over the track.
Okay,
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
He's the DJ. I'm the rapper.
Yeah, here we go. Oops.
He's
doing too much back here.
Supernova.
All right, so Avery submitted.
When I glow up.
Ricky submitted.
Supernova. When I glow up.
I like your logo.
I am a light, I gotta shine, just like the sun, all of the time, and lighten your mind, and all of my rhymes. I
went camping.
Gotta stay bright, can't block me out, I go straight through the blinds.
Black people do go
Open their eyes,
camping.
I shoot hope in their mind. They killing our kind with dope in their rhymes. Heroin straps and all of their lines. Now all of them killers, most of them lying. To keep it 100, the real ones is dying. Wanna get rich, don't wanna get shot. That's just a risk when you surf on the block. Wanna move weight, don't wanna get caught. Get 30 years and they cry out the guy. Young man get shot.
That lighting is amazing.
I don't like. Okay, you guys messed up there. Don't use the car lighting. Use other lighting to light the car, but don't use that overhead light.
Run for your chain, maybe your range. Maybe it's time that your words rearrange.
Too dark.
Start rapping like peasants, start talking like kings. Form from the dust by the Most High who reigns. Supernova.
I like it though.
When I glow up.
Yeah, you need some light on your face on that. Unless you're just trying to do the shadow.
That's good lighting. That's perfect lighting.
Yeah, that one's really
That
good
is
right
perfect
there.
lighting
The
right
weight
there.
of your soul, bruh. Move like a king, not like a cobra. That goat on your shoulders.
I want to see that in color with all that artwork behind you, though.
One day gonna be soulless. So you say, so what? My bank account swole up. $1 more might blow up. Even the money I'm making now so sick, I might just throw up. Well, I'm
Yeah,
about
that's
to
the best
shine
lighting
on you.
right there.
I'm about to glow up. Cause what happens if you gain the whole world at the end of your life? Your soul don't float up. Got a record on the billboards, breaking records on the billboards. About to take it on the world tour. You spit a message young man ain't built for. Listen, ammunition, go shoot guns more. In the streets, ducking bullets like it's World War. Cause the message got them thinking they could die for it. Type of message leave them leaking, mamas cry for him. People really need a healing, Christ died for them. Life is more to pulling up in a nice form. I know a couple millionaires think life's boring. Some millionaires kill themselves, don't think life's form. Flexing on the gram, hope you get a couple likes for it. Rich on the outside, poor on the inside. Depression killing behind a ghost smile. Mind real dark, thoughts go wild. Need to let the light shine in. Switch your profile, supernova.
But yeah, that part with the dope graffiti, you always want to have that stuff not black and white because that'll pop a lot more. Because I want to see, I just want to see that art.
Is this like your team? Like, is this your camp or?
Yeah, I was working with this producer.
See that light?
That's great lighting right there, dude.
And
That's
this dude
amazing.
named To The Brain, he's from Oceanside, where I'm from. So I hit him up. I just wanted to I did 2 videos out there with him, but he's dope and he's still growing.
Bro.
Yeah.
See, they did a cool job of using the lighting that was there, but you always have to have lights with you too to light things to make it look more natural and to get your face lit a lot more. There was too many scenes where your face wasn't lit enough. That was my only gripe with it. And then that black and white scene, I don't think it needed to be black and white because the dope artwork back there, it would have, I wanted to see what that actually looked like. And then the car lighting like that, you don't use that light for, you want that effect maybe with the light. I know you were trying to, that was the way they were lighting that scene, but you could put a light on the car and have it shine in even while you're driving. They have tools to be able to have the light in front of you so it's shining in properly to light you up. But without having the lighting, without having all the assets to do that, they did light up the scenes pretty well. They used the street light.
Yes.
They used I don't know if that was a hotel hallway.
Yeah, it was a hotel
They used
hallway.
those lights pretty well. So they used what they had well without having other lights. But you need to have that same effect with the lights and have other, lighting, even the light tubes you could put up.
Yeah, that's what they had
in certain
actually.
areas.
They had some tubes. Yep.
Yeah, but other than that, like I mean, the song, we've already heard the song before, so I already liked the song. And then the video, so I mean, I'll give it a 4.2. I think lighting wise, there could be some different things, and then but like I said, utilizing what you have, I think that's a big deal because not everyone has a huge budget, not everyone can afford $400 lights and a Sony FX30. But I mean, even the camera, I don't know what camera they shot on, but the camera.
I don't even know what type of camera it was.
Yeah. But what do you give the video? It's your video, so what? How happy
I mean,
were
based
you?
off of look, I mean, at the time, I was happy about it. That was like my first couple videos that I shot. So like, I mean, looking at it now,
you better give yourself a 5.
I don't want to. I don't like talking about myself. That's not what I do. But
I got you.
I like the video.
No, and
It's
I'm not
cool.
even talking about yourself.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the fact you paid somebody or collabed with somebody to do a video.
Yeah.
So like you're
I'm
in the
happy
video,
with
obviously,
the product.
but
I'm happy with the product. How we shot it and how it went. Like it was not planned. How we moved around wasn't nothing planned. It was. I felt like it was just all God. How people were
That's
there.
impressive.
How we moved around, we did not plan. We were just like, okay, that looks cool. Let's go there. Okay, boom.
Guerrilla style.
This is a good place. We was at Venice Beach. We were like, okay, cool. This is a cool hotel at LA. Let's go ahead and go through there. So I'm happy with the product. I like it. I'm gonna give it a 5 because it's mine.
Give it a 5, man. You always
and
like,
the hard
be your
work
biggest
that went
supporter.
into it. Like a lot of people came out there. Like it was crazy. Yeah.
Always be your biggest supporter. I think the video was great. A couple of things with the lighting, but if that's what, like how Quan said, like if you're just using what you have and that was the outcome, and if that's dude just barely starting, fire. Like he's just like, so if
no, back
feed
then
him.
he was moving.
Feed him.
He was moving, but he's like, if
Yeah.
you go look at his stuff now, it's just dope. It's cinematic. He was like, I really don't do hip hop stuff because he
No.
does a lot of cinematic.
He's
But
good.
he was like, he's good now. He does a lot of
Did you
stuff
notice
for people in Oceanside now and other areas. Like he does a lot of big artists now. So
Quan, did you notice all those Dutch angles? It's
Yeah.
hard to make Dutch angles work, but he made it work with the light in the
With the light,
background.
yeah.
So those are little things. Like if you're saying he's barely starting, he has talent, man. Like keep feeding him, keep coming back to him because he's just gonna get
a
better.
lot of people study, and a lot of people are just doing what they see in other videos. They're not, and that's dope. Like you got to take what you see and try to duplicate it and then make it your own and stuff like that. So
I give it a 4 or 5, 100%.
cool.
All right, we have Connor Roy, Sing Over Me. He was in the chat earlier saying, and I'm not sure if he's still here, but he was in the chat earlier saying that he didn't, it's not a rap song. So I think he's just singing. He said it was for his girl before they got married and now they're married. So we will see. We do accept all submissions, if it's dope.
What does Quan call it? Cupcake? Is that what
Cupcaking,
you
yeah,
call it?
cupcaking.
He calls it cupcaking. Dog bag?
Okay. Already way too long of intro. You need to hit that in.
Dreams greater than all the failures I have seen in every situation, in every season. You've always come through. You've always come through. Your love has opened up my eyes, rescued me from my shame and gave me sight. I'm failing and mending, I'm changing, unrelenting. You always come through. You always come through. In the dark, you're the light that's shining. In my heart, you're the hope that's rising. From the start, you were right there singing over me. I was lost, now your grace has found me. I ran away, but your mercy saw me. I feel alive as I hear you singing. Oh, coming alive again. I was lost out in the dark, but you came and rescued my captive heart. Coming alive again. No more chains on me. Now I am free. When I hear you singing over me.
Your grace is with me every step. It walks me into life from
No, I wasn't expecting that voice.
Yeah, me neither.
weakness. In your strength, I am fearless. You do it again. I know you'll do it
Joe Seif, you go to church every Sunday. What do you think?
So, is it? You said it was for his fiance.
I don't know if it was for his fiance or they. I'm not sure. I know he said something in the chat like a long time ago.
Okay.
Like way earlier.
Because
I don't know if he made it with his girl, if that was his girl singing, or what the deal was.
I'm
trying to remember the comment because it was like way 2 hours ago.
The only gripe that I have for the song is this: it sounded like MLM music. You know what I'm saying? Like stock music that you get. That's what it sounded like. I'm not sure who produced it. That was the only gripe that I had with it. And if it was for your girl, like for your fiance before you got married, I'm automatically gonna give you like a 5-star, like a 5 rated review because my wife. No, here's the reason why.
Okay.
Here's the reason why. My wife specifically wrote a song for me and sang it to me on my wedding day. Nobody knew, and so like. Anybody that does that,
she wrote the song.
She wrote the song, and like Mike Lighty helped her produce it. Everything.
No, I mean that's always dope. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like, if that's what you did, you're getting 5 from me because I would not have the cojones to do that for my wife at my wedding. So yeah, but if my only gripe would be just that it sounded like stock. Yeah, like sounded stockish kind of. So
and Aaron Bryant said, I feel like this was already submitted a while back. No, I think there was someone else that submitted something similar. I don't think it was this song.
Oh, okay.
But
it's
possible.
I mean, it's worship song. I'll give it 4.
I listen to a lot of worship, so it was very like stock sound to me. Very like they wrote it for the youth group and they sing there, and it's not a song that goes outside of your church necessarily. There's some worship teams like their songs blow up and they're all over CDs and YouTube and getting millions of hits. For what it was cool, but I think it's more of like this is for your church and your church alone, and it's not a worship song I would play. I like because it is very like just everything's kind of basic, but it's still good. Like the content's there, but it's a little basic for me. Like I do listen to a lot of worship. Like it helps me not run people over on the street, so I have to listen to worship in the car. I mean, I give it a 3. Like it's, and I don't know. I have to find the whole story behind it, what he was saying earlier, but I'll give it a 3.
I like worship music. I was digging it at the beginning. Not saying the next person couldn't sing, but I was expecting his voice. So like, it was here, and then it kind of like, but I was like, okay, because
the tone of her voice was so much different that that's what caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Not that she was a bad singer.
No,
it's
she's
just
not
like
a bad
it
singer.
went so high.
It just went higher than his, or maybe they could have like compressed it a little bit. I don't know, but
or maybe if they worked together on the hook, that way you knew she was coming in.
Yeah.
That. But
because there was no cool intro to her. It's just like I'm
here. No way. But I give it a 4. I give it a 4.5. I'll give it a 4.5. I rock with it.
Betty. Have you ever seen Kung Pao?
Yeah.
The movie?
You talking about the karate movie?
Yeah, but it's like the cheesy.
Yeah, those type of things. Yeah.
It's like a white dude doing all the.
You want to?
You have to see it if you haven't seen it. Lakers cheating the way through the tournament. That's funny. No, they didn't. All right, next song. Joe Seif went to the restroom, so I want him to be here while we play the next song. So I will let you know. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. We have a lot in store for 2024. I didn't mean to make that rhyme, but it's okay. I might do it every time. Follow us at Gorilla Cross on all social media. I know the social media game has been a little weak lately. We have an Avery Harden video, so hurry up. But make sure you follow us at Gorilla Cross on all social media. Follow me at Quan59 on all social media. And one more time, let us know. I got Avery and Ricky Smalls. Yeah, we're gonna play that. If there's anyone else that submitted, I don't see you in the chat.
Yeah, that Ricky Smalls.
Let us know. Let us know. So, what happened to? You'd have to ask them. I have no idea. Talk to them. They haven't been here since I had webcams, so it's been a long time. But thanks for thinking of them. But yeah, hit them up. I don't know. They haven't been here in a while. They haven't hit me up. Avery Harden, Dream in Peace, right here. Speak Life Radio.
Who like real hip hop? Can I talk my talk real quick?
Nope.
I just need your ears for a real minute. Check me out. Listen.
Yeah, my fans wanted it, haters wanted to muzzle it. I ain't stopping for none of them dudes. I'm in the covenant. I'm on the mission to get
I like
you
the
out of
grain
the club and get
on
telling
the
me
video.
that I'm vicious. A monster Jimmy P. Selling. Blood bubbling, real subtle. Then Flintstone still ain't being clean. Bernie rubbling. Is it the government? I don't really know, but I'm about to beat the beat up like Sarkeesian. Beat the beat up.
That's a dope locker
I
room.
wanna do it, but I did it. Get the microphone, hit the studio, provide the gas like a Chevron. Time is coming soon. Nipsey told me it's a marathon. Watch the whole show like you sitting through a telethon. Ain't nobody better than
Time
this
is
kid.
coming
I've been
soon.
grinding for a
Nipsey told
while.
me it
You
was
can
a
never say I'm
marathon.
lazy. They even sleeping on the boy, or they can't accept the fact the flow is wavy as a name. Why you do this? Providing the murder weapon, promoting the massacre, the way I'm killing the verse, putting them in a hearse with adjectives in the
Is this
verbs.
Australia?
Because I'm the truth, rather write it in curse. If God said that I'm the one, I'm a fool if I disagree. Hand me the title now, cause them dudes cannot compete. Peter Piper picked a couple pickled peppers as his MO. They know that I'm the best, truth hurts, shut the list off.
Those look like Australians. There's a lot of white people. That's
I need a
Australia.
horse and a carriage. Snatched up the mic, now he looking all embarrassed. I bring the fire like it's like you terrorists. And why is this
Amsterdam, all right.
kid not signed?
Those somewhere
These fans
white.
know he's coated in the bomb slang. Don't think the industry is ready for this heat that I provide. I'm about to blow like a bomb threat. Let me just dream for a minute. Let me just dream for a minute.
I like all the scenes. I like how you have some like behind the scenes.
It looks
some
very
stage.
professional.
Like there's a lot of different things going on, but you can tell what's going on. Looks like a lot of people there too.
What did you say your name was? Avery Harden. Avery Harden? Thank you.
He's like, okay.
Anything you want to do.
Bro, you should have put her face in the video
Anything you want
anyways.
to do in life, go chase your dream and don't let anybody tell you anything different. You can't do that. You got to just go do what you love and love what you do. I dreamt of performing in Europe and look where I'm at right now.
Yeah, make sure you get the rights to put people's faces on. But I mean, she's from Amsterdam, bro. She wouldn't have saw that. You should. I wanted to see her face because I'm single.
I knew you were going.
I mean, she look cute. I've never been to Amsterdam, but I don't know what the girls look like there. But I feel like they don't wear deodorant. I'm not sure. They just have that look like they're so natural and so like earthy. They all smoke weed out there because it's been legal for years. So Avery, let me know. Did you run across a lot of people that didn't wear deodorant in Amsterdam? But they don't. He's right. The women usually don't shave. Like they're very like, you know. I love it. I love the video. I love the song. I love the grainy parts of the video. A lot of people are scared to do grain because they want it to be so crisp and clear. And you can get away with doing creative grain if your lighting isn't right. You know, especially like in a stage hall, wherever you performed at. It's hard to get like the right lighting when you're shooting a music video for it. Like it looks dope on stage, but actually trying to film that, it's a little different. I liked it. Like I knew what was going on the whole time. Like there was a storyline behind it without trying to force a storyline. It's a live behind the scenes type deal. There was a lot of scenes going on, but it wasn't too jumpy. Some people get way too jumpy with their stuff. So I like just the flow of everything. The song itself. Avery hasn't put out anything bad since like 2009. So shout out to him. I don't even know if he was rapping in 2009. So that's a lot. I don't know, but man, really dope. I'm gonna give it a 4.8 because you covered the girl's face up. Other than that, it might have been a 5. I'm not sure. Shout out to my man Sean Flacco in the building. We got to get you back in the studio as well, bro. And Avery Harden will be live in the studio December 23rd. We're gonna be doing a Gorilla Cross 180 hip hop show live in the studio. So it will be streaming live on our YouTube page. So make sure you subscribe. We'll be having ads that we're gonna be putting out as well for that. So he's going to be here. We might have I Am Light depending on if he could leave his baby's birthday party or not, or his teenage son's birthday party. But we'll get a couple other artists in here. So that's going to be our kickoff to the Gorilla Cross 180 that we're going to be doing monthly here in the studio. So if you have if you're in Vegas, you want to come watch, we're only gonna have like 10 or 11 invites, so we're gonna be pushing the couches back. You're gonna be on film, so if you don't want to be filmed, don't come. If you do want to be filmed, wear deodorant.
Get
from Amsterdam. Like,
I'll say it. I'll be the one to say it. Like if your ladies coming out for that, do your hair, do your makeup, get done up. Dudes, if you're coming out, like wear your best fit.
because we're gonna have behind the scenes video of all of it.
I never feel bad saying that because we want you to look your best.
Because it's gonna be live, but then we're gonna make an edited version of of the show. We're gonna have clips of everything behind the scenes because we're only doing it once a month. So during that month, we're gonna be replaying that on social media and clips on YouTube and stuff like that the whole month. So it's gonna go. Quan doesn't want me on the show. He hates my Wi-Fi. Yeah, I mean, you got to come live in the studio. It's gonna be a live in studio right here in the Gorilla Cross studio. So if you want to come out here, Aaron Bryan, hit us up. Hit us up. But you are an Arizona rapper, and I know you guys are a little different out there. But yeah, I like the song, Joe Seif, in the video.
Everybody knows how I feel about Aves, man. He's dope. I give the kid a 5 across the board. The video was good. I was following your Instagram reels, so I know everything that was going on. I'm proud of you. Good job.
Man, I just like Avery Harden. Like,
kid's dope.
Dope. So, you're gonna if Quan's given a 4, if his lips are shaping to say 4, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say 5.
If it's that,
I'm gonna say 5. I'm gonna say I got like 5 nothing. On it. 5. You know what? Next time I'm gonna come with a shirt. 5.
Just 5. I got 5 on it.
5. And I gotta apologize. Connor Roy, who we played his music earlier, he submitted 2 videos. That's why you can't oversubmit. But there's another song that he wrote for his girlfriend. So we'll get to that next week on the show. So please resubmit that and let us know. Because, it was weird. I'm like, okay, I think I got the story wrong, but he just submitted twice. All right, we have, I think, only one more song by Guy Smiley. What's his name? Ricky Smalls. Guy Smiley's a character on Muppets or Sesame Street. Ricky Smalls. Gasoline Draws? Is he Christian, bro?
Yeah, he's Christian. Run it. Trust me.
All right. Gasoline Draws?
Gasoline Draws. Run
All right, here we go. First time submitter.
Oh, it's first time? All right, let's go.
This world is crazy lately, I've been losing focus. I spoke to a crack pipe, told him I'm the dopest. Now it's time to lead, can't do no follow. This is real life, yet we performing like Apollo. Broke is still broke, even if you dress it up. I had to shake the gram cause it was starting to mess me up. We spend more time on TikTok than in the Bible. If ticking was a grenade, then we'd be praying for survival. Everybody got a side dish, mac and cheese. And even vegans keep a little chickpeas. See, we ain't got no villages, we raising self. And they done changed the race to chasing wealth. It had me stressed out and slacking on my health. On my fake cheese, cause I ain't trying to melt. Fork in the road, I want the path less traveled. Fork in the road might put your face up in the gravel. Gasoline draws. Yeah, baby, you're beautiful and all. But I don't want no gasoline draws. We can go ahead and make a play. Temptation ain't new, it's like a magnet to the flesh. The devil crafty, but the flesh gon' do the rest. Wasn't taught to hold our tongue unless it's getting pierced. But the power of life and death is something fierce. I'm trying to change my ways, spirit be my GPS. Seeking ye first, the way maker do the rest. I ain't trying to judge, and I sure can't cast no stones. Only fans and prostitution, it be all up in these phones. These kids got it hard, they can't see which way is up. To tell the truth, I'm blaming us. It ain't no surprise, we was kids raising kids. 9 months later, can't forget what we done did. Now we ain't got no choices, gotta get up off these cushions. It's either struggle, go to school, or get to pushing. And I done tried it all by any means except the right ones. Anybody had some trees and I was dying just to light one. Gasoline draws. But I don't want no gasoline draws.
Come on.
That's that Ricky.
But I don't want no gasoline draws.
Please tell me you have another verse.
But I don't want no gasoline draws.
It's over.
Oh man, dude, you can't do that.
But I don't want no gasoline.
How many bars were those verses? You better start doing 232s,
But see,
bro.
that's the thing. When you want that replay value, I'll definitely go back and listen to that again. You know what I'm saying? So, Gasoline Draws, Ricky Smalls, not Guy Smiley. Yo, that song was dope. Like his voice is very it's rugged and smooth at the same time, which is like a weird thing to say. But he has like a laid back flow, but it's like a rugged voice, and the content is wild. Like he had bar after bar.
Come on.
Man, he's dope. I wish it was a video. I want to see like how you could flip in a video.
Yeah, video will be dope one.
But overall, man, I'm gonna get that a 4.52. I don't think I've ever given this many 4s and ups.
No, you haven't.
Especially this in a row. I think the worship song was only 3 I gave, and everything else I think was either right near a 4 or above a 4. Oh man, that song was dope. I'm definitely we have a lot of regular artists that are submitting, and we hear them get better. This is someone I definitely want to hear more of. Yeah.
Dude, Kid gets a 4.9 from me. He does. And the reason why it's not a straight 5 is because I feel like there should have been another verse. Like, I'm an old school head. I like the 3/16s or more, and I understand what you're saying about the playback values. That's the only reason why
People's attention spans could not handle like when we were playing the battery, that was a 4-minute song. That's 2 songs these days. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. People couldn't handle that.
Yeah, but
I feel you though.
But this is a me personally thing. I wrote down the name. I'm gonna look him up. You said that they said it's from the Bay Area, dude.
Yeah,
like
Ricky
that just
Smalls.
makes it even. Like, come on. I hope you're a San Fran fan. Like, I hope you're a Niner fan, bro.
He might be. Who knows?
Man, you already know. I rock with this dude. Like, I've been listening to some of his. He even got a new album out, but like his stuff is dope.
Yeah, he said that song's old and he has a new album. So
yeah, he has a new album out. You need to go check that out. But Ricky Smalls,
bro,
is dope. I like his music. My sons like his music. Man.
That's dope.
When they like it,
yeah. As a dad, yeah, that's dope.
Fire. We roll around with that.
That's dope.
Bumping in the speakers, but
like,
yeah,
all right, we can listen to this. Let's go.
Yeah. Yep. So I give it a 5. You already know. Quan said 4. I say 5.
I love it.
All right, man. This dude's giving out 5s like Oprah.
You get a 5. You get a 5. You get a 5.
All right. Did anyone else submit before we close out that's actually in the chat? If you're not in the chat,
I seen a why lie.
We want you to submit and actually be here to watch it, and don't submit just to watch yourself, because we're trying to help build the whole network of artists. There's a lot of artists out there, so if you guys support each other, which that's one of my biggest gripes. Like a lot of artists we interview, like I don't even listen to Christian hip hop, but you're a Christian hip hop artist and you don't listen to other people. To me, that's a little weird, like a little egotistical. Like you're the only one people should listen to.
Yeah.
So many people are artists. You should listen to each other and support. Submitted MTC Music Group. So we're gonna get one more song, and Nathaniel Julian. All right, let me look. MTC Music Group. What's the name on the email, bro? Or the name of the song? Okay, cool. This is What Do You Believe In? Why Lie? Featuring Yella the Hybrid. Right here, Speak Live Radio. It's just a song. Is this some EDM?
On the beast, it's glory to the king that's holding the crown. If you believe in him, then believe he's holding you down. All aboard the train, his train covers the ground. The atmosphere in here's different, cause his grace is abound. I am chasing him now as his love chases me down. At his name I will bow, at his feet I cast my crown. Had blanks on my eyes, but I'm seeing him now. Was committing treason, but see where I'm seated now. And all of it showing power. My God is a standing tower. These demons, they kneel and cower. Cause of Jehovah Shammah, my foes can see where I'ma be feasting thanks to my Abba. He makes a way out of no way. I think my dad is MacGyver.
Hallelujah,
I got us and praises up to my father. My boss should be standing taller with no faith up in the dark.
about the hook.
Yeah.
I don't know about the hook.
Tell me what you believe in. What you believe in. Tell me what you believe in. What you believe in. Tell me what you believe in. Are you agnostic, atheist, evolutionist, or just heathen? Maybe Egyptologist, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, or Satanism, pagan, Wicca, or Hebrew even. No matter what your faith is in, or how devout to the faith you is, all have sinned in no amount of religion can erase your sin. Put your trust within yourself and see what eternal state you're in. Jesus is the Savior, He's the only way today. Repent. Don't let your pride get in the way of what I'm telling you. Don't let the devil fool you, cause he's a ferocious predator. No matter what your family believes in, don't be misled with him, cause don't nobody love you enough to go straight to hell for you.
First verse was better. I don't like the hook at
all. Oh man.
There's cool aspects to it, for sure. One thing, it's not mixed very well at all. The beat is very basic. Like, it sounds like your homeboy made the beat. You didn't really mix it well. The drums were actually over all the lyrics. Like they were higher than the lyrics instead of the lyrics being higher than the beat. The first verse was definitely better. Than the hook came in and kind of ruined it. Then the second verse was, I wasn't feeling it that much. Wasn't feeling it. The first verse was good. Like you could tell these guys have skills. Like I think you just need to be polished and get around the right people. When I said earlier when we were talking to Shames Worthy, some people need to get out of their bedroom recording and get into a studio because you need someone to help you produce the song, help you record better, help tell you no when you think something's good. They have to come in and be like, nah, you could do that way better. We need to fix that. So it needs to be produced a lot better. The skill set is there. I'm not sure if you're a new artist, and I hate saying that when you sound like a new artist because some people get offended and say, I've been rapping for 15 years. But the quality of it could have been a lot better. Lyrically, it was cool. It was cool. There was substance there. I'm gonna give it a 3. I'm gonna give it a 2.5 actually. 2.5. Everything need to be better on it. The mix, just the production quality. I think if it was produced better, and even had a better beat, and then the hook lost me. It was like, what do you believe in? Like, you could have really went in on a hook for that concept and for that idea. So 2.5 for me.
I like the first verse. The verse went in, but like you said, when you get to the hook, it kind of like you have to like really turn it up to really hear everything. Now I've heard a lot from MTC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot from MTC. I heard a lot of dope stuff from him. And then the second verse, yeah, I would say the first verse was better than the second verse. So I would have to say.
Is that the same artist on both verses?
No.
Okay.
It's two different
So
artists.
it's a feature?
Yes, a feature.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the feature is the second verse?
The feature is the second
Okay.
verse. Mm-hmm.
So something on our show, like if you're submitting for the first time, and that doesn't even go just for our show, that goes for any shows that do submissions and do reviews and stuff like that. Only submit songs that are you, so they can get an idea of who you are. Because sometimes, like, your homeboy rapping on the song with you is gonna make or break who we think you are. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know the difference between who the artist is, if it was you, if it was the other dude. I don't really. I'm not looking at that. I'm just hearing. This is my first exposure to you, so you need to make it like your best song that you submit. But Joe Syph.
So I really did not like the beat, and here's the reason why. It was just a loop. It would have been dope if it would have had a couple of drops, change up, something like that. The only time it did is on the second verse.
But even the drums were very stock.
And then on top of that, the mix, like, it was just really, really loud. Because it was a loud sound, the vocals were loud, so everything was loud. I am with Quan. I wasn't a fan too much of the hook. However, the second verse for me, I am in a different boat with you guys. That second verse was straight preaching. It was all word. It was all testifying. It was evangelism, and I loved it. I feel like Christian hip hop needs to have a little bit more of that. Not every song, but we need to know, like, you're proclaiming Christ.
Right.
And so that's what I loved about it. So because of the beat and the mix and the hook, I would just say I would give it a 4.
Okay.
Same. I'm rocking with the 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then, okay, Nathaniel, I did get your song. You sent an Apple Music link. We can't play that.
Can't play it.
If you have, let me try to find it. NJ. Hold on, let me try to find it on YouTube. If you don't have like a YouTube version of this song, then we can't play it. I don't have YouTube Music, so either Spotify or. So this is gonna be the last song for sure. If we find it, if we don't find it, then we play the last song. NJ. What's the name of the song? The Team.
And I feel like, I just want to touch back on it, because a lot of the times, a lot of people feel like, we want to flex, we want to do hip hop, we want to be hip hoppy, right? But I do appreciate a lot of times when it's just like, wow, that is not corny Christian, because I mean, I'm a believer. We can be corny at times. I want to hear somebody just proclaiming Christ, like on that second verse.
Yeah.
Like I like hearing that. That feeds my soul sometimes. That just makes me feel like, okay, I'm just rocking this just because I know that person has the same mind as I have, and they believe the same thing that I have, and they're saying what I want to say. I'm feeling it. Not every song, flex, do your thing, but definitely minister, preach, I feel you
like flex and preach at the same time.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that's missing when I hear certain music now.
Yeah.
A lot of it's missing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like, yeah, and Jesus. But it's not that stuff we grew up listening to. Like, Across Movement would go in. Who else? Shy Lynn would go in. Like there's different, but I respect everybody's lane, but even if you're in a certain lane, still flex that Christ.
That's it.
That Christ muscle.
And Shylin just dropped a new project, which I haven't heard yet.
I haven't heard it either.
He just dropped a new project.
Yeah, I haven't heard it either.
Luke DeMarzio, what's up? We inviting you here. He said he didn't want to come and listen to your bad music during Christmas time. So listen, man. I found it. The Team. This is NJ with The Team right here. Speak Life Radio.
Yeah, if I eat, the team eats too, man. Yeah. Check it. If I succeed, then the team gon' eat. Yeah, this is the life that we live. I told him it's not about me. If I'm getting clout, I know that my dog's gonna ride. We at the top of the mountain, we prosper with God on our side. If I succeed, then the team gon' eat.
Oh, it's the hook. Okay.
Yo, this is the life that we live. I told him it's not about me. If I'm getting clout, I know that my dog's gonna ride. We at the top of the mountain, we prosper with God on our side. Yo, who got the sauce? Who got the power? Who saved the lost? Satan devoured. Who is the author? Sons and the daughters. Who is the father? That's God, right? We walk the narrow, yeah, we sharp as arrows. We ride through the perilous times. Oh, glory to God, we've been up on our grind. And it's about time, yeah, it's about time. But tell him we win. Been through the trenches with blood in our skin. Came off the bench and the coach put us in. Tell him I'm him, I've been on 10. If we force the fight, we come with strikes the pen. The serpent to the bottom of the bin was destitute until the Lord came in.
All right.
We plant the roots, you best believe that we still here. Who we down for? Who we down for? I know who we down for. We won't see a downfall. Tell them who we down for. Who we down for.
Is that the hook?
I know who we down for. We won't see a downfall. If I succeed,
no,
the bridge.
The team gon' eat.
That was a bridge.
Like a bridge.
Yeah.
This is the life that we live. I told him it's not about me.
Which I actually like that better for a hook.
If I'm getting clout, I know that my dog's gonna ride. We at the top of the
hook's too wordy. You don't want the hook to sound like a verse.
If I succeed, then the team gon' eat. Yo, this is the life that we live.
Horrible,
I told him it's not about me. If I'm getting clout, I know that my dog's gonna ride. We at the top of the mountain, we prosper with God on our side. There ain't nobody around me can take this life from me. You best not gon' trouble the team. Angels around me, my God, he has found me. Was lost, but he got me, you know what I mean. We are disciples, we built for survival. We knock all our rivals, won't fall obvious schemes. We've been a problem, there's no one can solve us. You don't have to love us, we live for the king. Who we down for? You know who we down for. I know who we down for. We won't see a downfall. Tell them who we down for. You know who we down for. I know who we down for. We won't see a downfall. If I succeed,
Yeah, that would have been a dope hook.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah,
I like that better.
It gets me into it.
You're like, you know,
Yeah.
That's very anthemy where it would go in a show too.
If I succeed, then the team gon' aid. Yo, this is the life that we live. I told him it's not about me. If I'm getting clout, I know that my dog's gonna ride. We at the top of the mountain, we prosper with God on the side.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's there's a lot to unpack with that, just because, like you said, like there's a bridge and a hook, and you play those a lot. So that's way too much to have that much hook and that much bridge. Like I would have got rid of the hook altogether, or just make that part that could have been the first 4 bars to your verse or to a verse, and the other part could have been a hook. Like that was dope. So I think the hook took away from the song. I think the song would have been a lot better without the hook. And the beat was cool. I would have liked a better beat, because I think it that also takes away from what you're saying. Like I wasn't a huge fan of the drums. Like it was almost like the last beat, but a little bit better.
Is it me, or did the drums sound dated? Like they were used off
very
of a
dated,
old sound module type of thing?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just the clappy, or like I don't know. The snares were very just kind of generic. And so the beat could have been better. I'm not sure who produced the beat, if you just got a beat from somebody that, you know. But beats right now, that's one thing with today's music. There's no bad beats. Like the production level of beats right now, like you have to get some dope beats.
Yes.
You can't get away with this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So that was very dated. But like he's a good artist, I could tell.
Bro.
But same thing as the last song, like you have to have people with you to help just elevate what you're doing in the booth.
Yep.
And with production. There's too many producers out there to come with beats like this these days, you know what I'm saying? But overall, like he's a good artist. There's just things I would take away and a better beat, and I think the song would be like really, really good.
Fire.
Yeah.
So, but for that, I'm gonna give it a 3.
I like the second verse more than I like the first verse, and I was feeling like that bridge should have been the hook, man. That it was who you like that brought me into it, and then it like the energy went down again. So, I would say I feel like this artist has a lot of potential, and
definitely
he can rap.
Yeah,
he can rap. I will have to give it. I'm gonna give it a 3.9.
Okay.
So
giving season's greetings.
I feel like obviously I agree with the hook. We already talked about the hook. I talked about the hook over the thing. Bridge would have been a better hook, definitely. I really liked the verses 100%. Like, I hope you do have a team. Like, I hope those verses are real. Like, you have a team around you that's gonna ride like that, because that's the type of song where I'm like, yo, this is my crew. Like, you know how Shames was like, what? This is good. Like you're representing your team, and then you're also representing the power of Christ behind your team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you're boasting and bragging in God about your team. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love that, dude. Like, to have loyalty to a team like that, bro. Like, so that's what I love about it. So like, I'll give it a 4.
Man, these tickets for Saturday are expensive. Well, Lakers won, so I think the ticket prices went up because they won. So there's going to be more people trying to come out here to watch.
Should have been bought one. Should have bought one last week.
They were still kind of expensive.
Listen, Quanstradamus spoke about it that they were going to win it before at the top of the show. So you should have known.
And of course, the NBA is going to want the Lakers.
I knew they were
going to
get here. So they're here. They play the semifinals on Thursday and then the finals on Saturday. So If they win the semifinals, they'll be in the finals. But I'm just scared to pay this money and then they don't make it. If I knew Lakers were going to be in the finals for this in-season tournament, I
definitely go.
think I would do it, but I also spent way too much money last month.
Yeah.
So I'll watch it on TV, but I really want to go. So if anybody wants to buy me tickets for Christmas,
go
ahead and do that.
Christmas.
But and Nathaniel said, "Thank you, appreciate the feedback." I'm trying to get that up there.
Oh, dude is amazing. Like I
want to hear more music, but
I want to hear some.
I
I'm going to go check out some more stuff.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
reformatting that song because I think your lyrics got lost with so much hook and bridge and the beat. So you have to consider those things when you're making the song. Like, is this taken away from what I'm saying? It was just way too much hook.
Yeah.
Even if the hook was in there like at the beginning and then never came back again, and just the bridge was there. But other than that, I mean, it's a fake tournament anyways. It's fake because Denver didn't make it.
Quan cannot
Denver
focus.
didn't make
He cannot focus.
Oh man,
Milwaukee won this game. That's a replay.
that's crazy because Denver probably gonna win the chip.
No, they're not.
The real chip. Who's gonna
They
win
did
it?
that last year. Lakers.
I'm a Lakers fan, but I'll just leave that. I'll let that stand
they're
right
gonna win
there.
it.
I am not a
Now
basketball fan.
he's
at all.
December.
He's
It's
bleeding.
December. The playoffs don't
blue
even
and
start till April. So they're gonna be fine.
I love I'm a Lakers fan, but like, there's so many.
You're a Laker hater.
No,
All right, listen, man. We are out. It's way too late. People's wives are gonna get mad. They're not gonna let them come back to the show ever again. Watch the replay of the interview, and we will see you next time. And I'll let you know online who won the $10 because I don't know. Peace.